Hey, everybody. I'm gonna be actually honest with you. I'm so happy that you opened up this space. I was at work today, and like couple of spaces that I was into, which everybody was trying to be dividing us up. I want the best to come out, so let me put that out in the energy right now. Marcel, congratulations on everything that you do. Whether it's for everything that you're fighting for, I wish you the best in everything. All this extra stuff that's going on, man, kick it out the side, get it away from you, and we don't need it. I don't even want to put that energy in me right now. People was talking about, oh, I'm Indian, I'm such and such. It was just ridiculous conversation. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, my family got Indian blood, but they kicked us out the daggone tribe. And then we became our own people. We are black. We are black Americans. Like, it was a white America against the black Americans. And they just continue. I don't know what happened. On this man day, everybody came up with everything to not support. No, everybody supported. But the ones who didn't, forget y'all. We don't even need it. I guess that was always the problem from back in the day. Everybody just wanted to separate it themselves. Well, if you want to separate yourself, keep doing it. That's all I got to say. I'm going to just sit back and listen.
Okay, before you go ahead, was that one of the spaces you was in that people were talking? They was talking funny or something?
It happened like about 2 minutes ago. I was in some daggone space. I don't know what it was. They fighting for Indian rights. I'm not black. I'm Indian. Well, then let's make this clear. Like, I got Indian up in me too. But the thing about it is, we were just too damn black to get into their damn tribe. So they been kicked us out years ago. Like, what is the beef about? Like, you're not happy about who you are? What is that? We
Listen, every black American, we all got Indian in us. We all got white in us. We all got Asian in us. And that's one thing. I mean, it just is what it is. From being over here for hundreds of years, possibly even thousands of years and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have we are an ag mixture of different genes and genealogies and everything else, but we still at the end of the day we still black. And white people when they see us, they know we black. So yeah, I'm with you on that, sister.
You okay, y'all? I don't know what was going on. Celebrate Marcel, but everything like Marcel, you did it. No matter what you get out of this, you still did it. And I congratulate you. And it shouldn't be about separation or nothing right now. We going through this together. And that's all I gotta say. Everybody else, I want to cuss, but I can't even cuss. I'm gonna sit back, okay? I'm happy you opened up this space. Thank you.
Okay, now, and if you get the urge to want to speak again, now just go ahead and raise your hand. Now, like I say, this space here, we want everybody to chime in that wants to chime in. I don't know if you caught the space last night, and it was titled it was basically titled Marcel versus Jim Clyburn. Can Marcel pull off the wins? Like I said, to me, I'm proud of the brother either way. He came from obscurity to actually gain a national attention. Whenever you can get the vice president of the United States to have to fly down to the district that you're running for against an incumbent, and that vice president is campaigning for somebody who's been in office for 30 years, you already know that they're worried. You already know that you're on their radar, and that you're considered a threat. And my thing is this right here is I believe that this is that Marcel is like he's almost going to be the model for the new black politician in America from coming from the grassroots, being vetted, being everybody giving their thumbs up, seeing the agenda that he has to say, not hiding, not running behind his political party. So I really believe that he is going to be he's going to be the prototype, so to speak. And by that I mean that we're going to have other black politicians that come out that's gonna also have that black first agenda, that FBA mindset that he's exhibiting right now. And the most important thing is that once we get him in office, we have to go ahead and we have to form a coalition around like-minded individuals and politicians like him, because we need to go ahead and try to make a clean slate of the black caucus over the next 10 years. Go ahead and get most of them out of there that we can, and then we'll be better off as a people. Somebody tweeted me earlier today like, well, Marcel is just one person, he can't do it. And I'm like, well, I agree with you. No one person is going to be able to make a change when you got hundreds of people in the House of Representatives. I say, but as long as he can help lead that change, as long as he can be one of the ones that, help get us over the edge. Because, like I say, he's going to, with anything in life, there's always a domino effect. And I really believe that it's going to be a domino effect. This would be the biggest. This would be the biggest political victory that we've seen as a people. Like I said, I know nobody likes to mention Barack Obama. Besides Barack Obama, this would be the biggest political victory that we've ever seen. And for the fact, like I say, this is not somebody running for president of the United States. This is a congressman. None of us, probably most of us in this space right now, don't even live in South Carolina. Yet this guy was able to strike a chord with everybody in here. Everybody in here is rooting for him. Everybody in here is going to be looking at the polls tonight to see what happens, see if how close it is. I mean, I'm so anxious right now myself. So I can just imagine, like, just the overall, just the happiness that we have as a people. You can't let no haters get us down talking noise about this. I mean, that's what people do. They talk a bunch of noise. They talk a bunch of crap. Everybody that's in the space right now, do me a favor. Please go ahead and tweet out the space. Do me that favor. Go ahead and tweet out the space. And everybody that's in the space that's not following Newstoter, please, if you go ahead and follow Newstoter. If you don't follow him right now, go ahead and follow him after this space. That's important. I told you Newstoter we're gonna put out 20-some news articles again today, and once again we did that. By Friday, we've been at, from Monday to Friday, we've been to put out 100 news articles curated from black sources, black media outlets. So if you're not following Newstoter, then you're slipping. You need to go ahead and up your game and go ahead and start following us so you can stay up to date on black content. We bringing news from all over the country, different states, different cities. You need to go ahead and follow us to stay up to date on what's going on in Black America today. We bring it like few, if any, out there can bring it. So we got some of our usuals in here. Like I said, anybody wants to go ahead and speak, like Miss Shantae did, she spoke so elegantly. I love that. Like the sister was like, she was ready to go ahead and get off, and I like that. Like I know everybody's not a big speaker. Everybody doesn't like to talk. A lot of people just come in just to hear the dialogue, the conversation. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. So, man, DJ saying that he's having some technical issues. My co-host, so we're gonna see what's up. Claude, I see you up in the house. You don't want to speak right now, brother. If you want to speak now, you go ahead and raise your hand or whatever. Does anybody have any updates at this moment? I know by 7 o'clock, that's when a lot of times that the polls close. But does anybody have any idea of who's leading right now, what the percentages are in, or anything like that? If anybody has anything, please go ahead and share with the space. It would be greatly appreciated. I'm really itching to know what's going on. I don't want to have to wait till tomorrow to find out. I'm doing everything I can tonight to try to find out, see what's going on. So, anybody has any information, anything, please let me know. If anybody can tell me how is Jim Clyburn's daughter, the actual what's her title? She is the Democrat Party's political director in South Carolina. How can your father be the congressman and then the daughter be the damn political director of the Democratic Party? Like that just doesn't seem like it adds up to me. So we may have to look at how these votes and everything go tonight too. Because I'm from a state in Florida where stealing elections is like a favorite pastime. They stole the 2000 elections from George W. Bush. I mean, they steal elections down here all the time. So, and don't think it's just a Democrat or Republican thing. Both of these parties take turns cheating the other one. That's how Kennedy got in office. I'm not sure if people, Donald Trump was a nutcase and whatnot. I think he may have had some validity what he was saying about these elections and stuff like that. So he was talking about how bad the Jim Crow laws was in Georgia. Yet Georgia had a record number of people that went out and voted. So it is what it is. It absolutely is what it is. But like I said, talking about what a victory, what would a Marcel Dixon victory mean for Black America and the Democrats? Shante, go ahead and unmute your mic.
They stole the whole daggone country. What made me think that they would even steal elections and votes? They stole every daggone thing that we ever had and tried to accomplish. I'm just happy that we never gave up and we back at it again. And I just want to also, Marcel, I appreciate you. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you, and everybody that's here that's a supporter of him. Thank y'all for not giving up. Like, yeah, I think it's our time all over again. So the love is actually there. It's enough. Like, enough is enough. We can't get the haters out of here. And I'm gonna go sit down. I'm chilling, okay? I ain't gonna say nothing else unless you need me.
I might need you because the room is kind of quiet tonight. Everybody's kind of just sitting, waiting. I guess everybody's trying to see exactly how this conversation gonna go. But let me add this part right here. In terms of what it would mean for Black America, I think we have to look at it like this right here. The baby boomer population. DJ, you back? I see you got your hands up.
Yeah. Just heads up, man. Twitter is just really shadow banning everybody. You know what I mean? They forced me to re-put all my information in after, it's already been in the system just to find out if I'm human or not. You know goddamn well I'm human. Damn Twitter IT professionals. Y'all doing this shit for Kim Clyburn to try to shadow ban Marcel for not getting elected, but it's over. You champ about to win tonight, but go ahead. Hey, what I see you trying to come up. I don't know if that's your phone or Twitter. I approved you like 3 times, so I don't know. You might have to drop down and come back up, brother. But we here. Come on, come back up if you can.
You know how Twitter always screws over our Twitter spaces, man. I don't know what the hell be going on, but Twitter be doing some. I know this thing is supposed to be in the beta stage and whatnot, but Twitter definitely does some. It definitely be doing some underhanded stuff to say the least. So we're gonna pay attention to that and whatnot. But getting back to like we were saying, what would a Marcel Dixon victory mean for Black American and Democrats? I look at it like this right here. We have one demographic of diehard. They're the biggest diehard voting bloc in history that the Democrats ever had, and that demographic is called the Black baby boomers. The Black baby boomers are starting to slowly fade away. They're no longer the largest population in the country. They're no longer also the most important in terms of resources and stuff. Now you got some old money, but don't get me wrong, but they're slowly being replaced by the millennials and the Gen X's and Gen Z. So the Democrats are looking for a replacement. They need that. They need to find that stable backing that they had with the Black baby boomers. Right now, they kind of like a little dazed and confused right now because they see a lot of people that's Generation X are kind of like, hey, Generation X is kind of like maybe 50-50, maybe 60-40. They're not completely sold in, but they're not completely away from that plantation. But then you got the millennials, and you got you got millennials, and then you got Generation Z. These are the two. These are the two that they're gonna really try to sink their teeth into. See, they lost the element with the Black baby boomers, so now they have to rely on getting somebody stable to be their back end. They need somebody such as they're gonna always look to Hollywood. They know that Hollywood is liberal run. Hollywood has been back in their agenda since the late 1960s, the early 70s. So expect your black celebrities, your black rappers, your black entertainers to come out and do vote or die type slogans and this and that. You already see like Jay-Z and some of the other ones. So expect for them to come and try to milk the black entertainers as much as possible. The next demographic would be the church. How do you get the black church to be the backbone of the black community and the voting bloc for the black people that you used to have? Like I say, a lot of people are actually leaving the church as well. So you don't have that diehardness that you had with the black baby boomers. So how are you going to get these next three generations? How are you going to be able to put your hooks in them? That's what they're going to be looking at. Marcel, he throws a monkey wrench in all of this. He's dangerous for that simple fact that hey, now you're gonna have people that's not as diehard and people just as blinded by that propaganda that you've been pushing. So right now they're worried because they don't want this to be the domino. They don't want this to be the trump card here. They don't want this guy to come here and possibly be somebody that can go ahead and unite other black politicians throughout the nation. That's a real threat that he possibly possesses right now. Like I say, the most important stuff for me is that win, lose, or draw. go ahead and start molding our politicians in this mold right here. Start creating a national coalition of politicians. Let's start getting candidates to run and replace the Black Caucus as much as possible. DJ, you got your hand up.
Yeah, shout out to the sister Tashina Arnold, aka Pam from Martin. She endorsed Marcel for Congress, so that's the win right there for the champ. Let's go.
Oh yeah, that's a big one now. She endorsing like I gotta give her credit. She's on a big time show right now on the show with Cedric the Entertainer that comes on CBS. I can't think of the name of it. I've seen it a couple times, but give her due, man. Like she stands up for the new black media. I heard her talking about. She gave a shout out to Tariq, Jason Black, Vicky Dillard, Professor Black Truth. So she's watching this stuff, and that's what I'm saying, man. These people are watching this stuff. Some of these black celebrities are so scared to say anything. But then you got this sister here, like I said, who's on a nationally syndicated show, and let's be for real, the 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 new black media that she's talking about, they're not exactly the most what you say commercial friendly type black people that you might want to be speaking about. Because if people start looking at it, they start looking at some of the stuff that Tariq and Professor Black Truth and Black Authority say, these are not people that's really gonna bite their tongue. They're gonna let you know about their agenda. They're gonna let you know about white supremacy and this and that. So this sister, give her due. She's putting it out there. She's not. She has a career going and everything else, but she also sees. And I heard her say one time before that she feels that black entertainers should do a lot more, including herself. So give her big credit like that. Like I said, if there's anybody that also wants to speak or say anything, like I say, Twitter is messing around with stuff tonight. So Cherie, I see you got your hand up. Go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon. I was just going to say, because I heard when I came in, you're talking about the church, and I think it could be approached in two ways. One, you have the people who are, not believing, and that's one approach. And then you have those that are still very much believers. And it's not so much about trying to change their values or trying to like wake them up or nothing, but come and meet them where they are and use the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Shame those preachers and see what it used to be in the 60s and how the church used to be a hub for the community to get things done and advocacy for the community, and they've fallen so far away from that. So I think there's ways that you can motivate and galvanize people that are still in the church and those that are leaving the church.
Oh yeah, like I say, I just know that like that the older generation they was diehard, and because the church meant so much to them too. I mean, I understand that a lot of the civil rights movement and things like that was founded in a lot of those churches meetings and stuff like that. So I know it had a special meaning for the people back then. But as time has gone on, a lot of black people have kind of lost touch with it. And that's not to say that the church still doesn't have a lot of people. I mean, the church still has millions of black followers. But a lot of people, a lot of black people, younger ones, think that, hey, the church don't do enough. That y'all raking in billions of dollars in these neighborhoods. And the churches, the neighborhoods that these churches are in, man, they look piss poor. Like, I mean, if you got this nice big 2-story church and you got drug dealers and prostitutes and everything is so decrepit right next to it. Like, where are the hospitals that you guys should own? Where are the schools and this and that? And so, where's the apartments that you should be having for your people to live in so they're not getting caught behind on their bills and stuff like that? So, a lot of people have lost faith with the church. And that's not everybody, but quite a few people feel like, hey, I think I saw some numbers since like 1980. I forgot how many. It was a $200-300 billion or something that the black church has made.
Wow.
That's a lot of damn money.
But you're making all my points though. All the things that they used to do, like they got away from it, and we let that happen. Well, I don't go to church, but I'm just saying, people that do go, they allow that to happen. And if you got to lose your little 501c3 standing or whatever to speak up on what's right, then do so. And the only way that they're gonna do that is if people stop going. The more people step away or like hold them to what like that. How you got funds, but you don't got funds for people that can't pay their dues. You know what I'm saying? Like I can go on and on, but there's ways that we can push them in the right direction. The ones that are in the church, I'm not telling nobody that don't believe, don't do that. That's not your lane. You know what I mean? It's going to be a fundamental clash from the beginning. But take those people that are believers and that are hip and know that what we need to do and get them to go in there and not just sit and just say amen, but like, hold on, what are we about to do? Like, this is what's going on in our community right now, and they need to be speaking on it. So
I'm in agreement with you. Like I said, to me, I mean, I basically feel like this, and I'm gonna let Sean take it, and I'm gonna let you get it, Quadrille. But I feel like this, that the money that is generating, I know you have to have operational costs. You have to have money to turn the lights on. You have to have money for all this other stuff. Like you say, these nonprofits, they do get big tax breaks, but man, like I mean, you shouldn't be having these churches like this right here, making this kind of money, and the people in that supporting them tithing every week, struggling. Like I mean, nobody should be hungry in there. Nobody should be without a place to stay, and even for that fact, a car, anything like that. So and like you said, until we start making these churches, cough up some of this money, hey, it's going to be a problem here. Shante, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Okay, so today I was at work. I work with seniors. So today while I was at work, I was just, just having regular conversations with like about 3 daggone seniors. They get on Zoom meetings. Speaking of church, they get on Zoom meetings, and for some reason, they pastor. This is what I found out today. They pastor got them sitting there reading Romans chapter 13, the whole thing, and that's what they sit there. Well, I'm in Jersey. And that's what they sit there and read over and over. And what I came to a conclusion, I didn't finish reading the whole thing. It says that the God has picked your leaders. So the people that is leading right now, let them continue.
What? Oh, hell no.
Read Romans 13. I found this out today. I put this on my life. I'm not lying. I'm gonna go finish reading this. They was just, it was older women, and they sat in their 80s, and they was like, well, I'm just going ahead and go believe in what God said, because God got my heart, and God, we know we do, because I love the Lord too. I love God too, so I can't say nothing like that. But what they pastors is brainwashing them with is Romans 13 since the summertime, and they got to read this over and over to them. And they got Zoom meetings with the pastor. Okay, y'all heard what I said, right? I'm about to go read this, and then one of y'all read it, and y'all tell me what y'all get. The leaders that's out here that's leading, that's what God told you to do, is to lead us, and we just got to sit down and just listen to what God tell us to do next. That's how older folks is thinking, and they all Black American. I put that on my life.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, just sometimes them older Black people, they just take the scriptures and they go ahead and twist it around. Like they gonna do what they want to do with it, man. They gonna take it and just move it. Like they move the goalpost, they add to it and whatnot. Like, so yeah, like I say, to me, I feel like as much as Black people have sacrificed, that the church should have done a lot more. And had they done a lot more, I think that the community would be a lot better. It'd be a lot better. It'd be a lot safer. It'd be a lot more, just a lot more prosperous all together. And I feel like we just have not done that, man. And because we haven't done that, you just see the suffering that's widespread. And I'm not trying to put the blame all on the church. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that the church is one of the biggest. The church is maybe the biggest bank in the Black community, if we want to be honest. Okay, talking about, I mean, an entity that is something. You have some of these mega churches, and even if you don't have a mega church, you have, I guarantee it's a church in your city that can at least fit 1,500 to 5,000 people in there. That's a lot of money. That even if those people give you $5 a week, think about that, man. Think about the tax benefits and tax write-offs and everything that you get. So we have to kind of look at this stuff, I mean, more serious. And like I said, we just have not. I think we've just been voting blindly and this and that, and I just can't get with that, man. I just can't get with that. Cherie, I'm gonna come right back to you. Let me go ahead and go to Quadrille, and then Quad, and then I'm gonna come back to you.
I'm sorry, but can I ask Shante a question?
Okay. Normally I have to have you raise your hand, but go ahead and ask.
I know, but I need to ask. Do you live in East Orange?
Yes, I do. How you doing?
God, me too. I know just how it is. It's horrible.
Yes, I definitely do. I work with seniors. I absolutely do.
Oh, yeah, I'm in East Orange, Park Avenue, all around here, Springdale.
You live down the street from where I live, but I'm only 2 blocks in from Park Avenue. How you doing?
Okay. Oh God, it's horrible up here now, and that's just how the seniors are too.
Sure, we probably done met each other walking down the street plenty of times.
Arlington Courts.
Arlington Courts, you down the street. I used to live on 329 Park Avenue.
Don't say all your personal stuff.
That's all right.
Being recorded. Don't get specific.
Yeah, don't say everything where you stay at. Not online, sweetie. Don't say everything.
I've just been listening to her, and I've just been listening to her, and it sounds just. I just had to say that. I was like, oh my God. Okay, then. All right, thank you.
What question did you want to ask? What happened?
No, I just needed to know if you was from East Orange, because every time I hear you talking about the meetings they be having at the city hall and the way all the senior citizens be at the church. Yeah, it's crazy though. That's all.
That's it?
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Go ahead, Carter, go ahead and unmute your mic. Then we're gonna go to Sharif, and then we're gonna go back to the DJ. So you got your hand up. I know you just be having your hand up sometimes, but go ahead, Madrid, and unmute your mic.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Squad here. Hello to people in the chat. Yeah, I just wanted to piggyback off what you guys are talking about as far as the church and everything. Now, disclaimer: I am Muslim. You know, half my peeps are Christian, half my peeps are Muslims. You know how that is up here in the East Coast, Northeast. I'm in the same area as mostly Shante, should be. Right now, I'm in Clifton, not too far from Northeast Orange and all that, and all the other good, and all those other places. But yeah, I wanted to touch on that. I remember having a conversation with my uncle, and he was telling me that that in the church, you know, they get all this funding, but one of the rules of the church, if they want to keep getting funding, is that they can't help the community. I just wanted to know if that was true or not. Does anybody know? Does anybody know anything about that?
I think they can't take a political side. They're not supposed to not be able to, because they're supposed to be a nonprofit. They're not supposed to be able to take a political side, so to speak.
Okay. So what about just doing donations and things? Because I don't know too many churches that I don't know of any church that do it. I've only seen one church in North that does it, that did that. In my personal life, I don't know. Do you guys know if they're not allowed to do anything for the community? You guys know?
You talk about taking donations in terms of like
giving donations, like I don't know, like giving, like I don't know, free cans of food or stuff like that. Like,
oh yeah, they do that. They do that all the time now. I will say that like you got churches, they do have like food drives and stuff like that, and they have back to school drives and things like that. So I'm not gonna knock and say that they don't do that, because they do that. But I'm saying that I feel with the amount of money that they're making, you're talking about billions of dollars. That I feel like it should be better spent. Like I feel we should have. I think we have. Dr. Claude Anderson said we have 2 hospitals in the United States, black-owned hospitals, and out of 40 some odd million people. So what in the hell is 2 hospitals going to do for the millions of people we have? Nothing. I mean, they should. I feel like they should. I feel like these mega churches should own real estate. They should have affordable. They should have affordable rent for the people that live there. I mean, the people should have to pay maybe $400-500 a month. You go ahead and you buy the land. You go ahead and do the building. And you go ahead, and I know you just can't let people live totally rent free, but charge them $400-500 a month.
Right. Yeah. One more thing. So I'm originally from Patterson, New Jersey. Right. That's where I was born, Patterson, New Jersey. Right. And in Patterson, for those who know, been to Patterson, there's a church on almost every corner in Patterson, especially over there by Broadway. And that is one of the worst places to be at in Patterson right now. You got people coming from what's that, Tom's River or whatever that town is, going out there prostituting and stuff. So yeah, like you said, all the money that they be getting, they should definitely be much more involved in the communities and clean a lot of this stuff up.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and pass it. Before that, they also should have like drug. They should have like drug treatment centers and stuff in the black community where you see all this addiction and stuff like that. Now I'm saying they should be able to take it to a whole nother level, man. Like I say, hundreds of millions of dollars since hundreds of billions. I'm sorry, a couple hundred billion since 1980, I believe that they've made like that off of the black community, man. So we can't sit here and say that they don't have the money and they don't have the means, because they absolutely do. And until you start putting that back into the actual community and whatnot, I mean, it's no reason that you should have these nice, beautiful churches in neighborhoods where the people, I mean, are living in poverty. It's just no way that should be happening. I'm just sorry. I can't go along with that one there. Before I go ahead and pass the mic to Cherie again.
One more question. One more question.
Go ahead, bro.
You know, with all those hundreds of billions of dollars that they get, and they don't, and they're not doing anything that you mentioned, right? And when that raises a question that they are told that they can't do anything to that extent for our peoples.
No, because you do hear examples of some churches out there that do stuff. Like it's far and few between, but you do have examples of some churches out there that actually do stuff like that. That do teach their people how to invest, and do have their people doing this and doing that and stuff to better them. So I don't think that I think the government doesn't want them to be another, because they saw that way black people was able to mobilize with the church in the 1960s. They don't want it as a political. They like, listen, if they get all this money, if the church is able to get all this money and they're able to mobilize politically as well as, I don't think they want to see that there. But I don't really think that it's anything stopping the churches except maybe greed from actually trying to do more for their people. I don't think the government is saying, well, you can't build homes for your people, and you can't put them into investing programs, and you can't start like car ownership programs and this and that, and you can't create local grocery stores to get rid of these food deserts and stuff like that. No, I think that's just the churches themselves. I think a lot of, I mean, man, some of these churches, like I said, and that's not all. Some churches just make enough just to stay open, but I'm talking about as a whole. And that's one thing politically that I wish that we could get together. Like, hey, listen, you churches want to go ahead and make this money, get these tithes, this and that. Okay, fine, but each year y'all gonna kick back X amount of dollars to the black community wherever you at. So that's something that we have to look forward to. And I think that's something that we also need to look into. Like I said, I know they have that 501 status, and that would be considered political, but we need to start getting some of our political people, and somebody like Marcel and some of the grassroots candidates would be good to actually run this by. Like, hey, how can we get these churches who making enormous amount of money and stuff? TD Jakes now, the people like that. You got people got mega churches and stuff, man. They've got old basketball coliseums and stuff, and having church in it. How can we get these people to kick back to the community and benefit? And I'm not just talking about giving a couple $100 away for a scholarship. I'm talking about how can they really benefit people? And that's something that the grassroots politicians that we maybe can go ahead and start trying to formalize stuff like that and try to see how we can move. Like Marcel seems like he'd be a good person to go ahead and try to move that. Like that's what I'm saying. We need to start looking at ways to really just, get our whole community up to date.
That's all I got. You.
No problem, brother. Before I go ahead and pass the mic to Cherie, I want to say what's up to my man Irie Farmer, this brother here. He always drops in. He always drops knowledge. See Irie up in the house, so Irie's gonna be touching the mic soon too. I just want to go ahead and tell everybody that's in the space, go ahead and follow Newstoter. If you're not already following Newstoter, please go ahead and follow Newstoter. Also, in the jumbotron, I have the link to the YouTube channel. Go ahead and go subscribe to our YouTube channel. I also have a link to our Facebook group. It's called the Black Culture Newsroom. Pretty nice little Facebook. I believe Terrell Lee. I believe Miss Terrell is in there. So go ahead and subscribe to the Facebook as well. Also, if you guys have at least $1 that you'd like to contribute to the New Black Media, please go ahead and contribute $1 to Newstoter. That's $ Newstoter. That's $Newstoter. Newstoter is the largest black-owned news aggregator platform in the United States. We curate news from some of the top black websites in the country. We curate news from black websites that you've never even heard of. Today we posted 20 articles on the profile page of Twitter. So if you go to my profile page, you will see 20 articles of content that you can go ahead and click and go to the site, and also make yourself a visitor to Newstoter every day. Make sure you go ahead and support this black-owned news media outlet by visiting the site every day. I'm gonna go ahead and pass that. Go ahead and pass the mic to Miss Cherie. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
So there's got to be a way that churches influence politics, because when you look at the evangelists and how they are able to influence Republicans with their ideals and stuff. I don't know what they're doing, but they're doing something. So I just know there's a way. So it's not an excuse to me that we gotta always walk the straight and perfect narrow. You know what I mean? And don't cut no corners. But meanwhile, everybody else cheating and got a trump card and got their little stuff to the side and all of that. So there's a way. Just gotta figure that out. But I did want to just say to the title of the room, what a Marcel Dixon victory would mean for Black Americans and Democrats. Like, this shit is shaking the table, y'all. They get nervous. Oh my gosh, there was a person that was trolling Marcel months ago. This lady that looked like a horse in a mouth. But anyway, who just made all of these videos and stuff out of nowhere about Marcel. And then she just came back around, but I guess her assignment this time was about who was going to be the next female president, and then they sent the dude over here to Marcel. I mean, it's so obvious at this point, and they should be nervous because nobody should just anticipate and expect and be entitled to our vote. I saw an article earlier where it said Michelle Obama was saying that we need to vote because somebody else will. What you want me to do? If we're not getting tangibles, I'm not involved. Like, we're serious about this, and they need to be nervous. So I hope they're scared. I hope they realize that we're not fucking playing. We're activating, and all we're doing is just waking more and more people up. So, thanks.
Absolutely. And here's the thing too, like a Marcel victory, not only would it be crippling to the Democratic Party, but it would be hella embarrassing to them. For them to have a candidate that come from the grassroots and to beat somebody like Jim Bojango Clyburn and to beat him relatively not even a tenth of the money that Clyburn and the Democrats have would be a major embarrassment. Republicans would laugh their ass off and people would just be just laughing on the ground, just rolling. Like it would be such an embarrassment to them that it I don't know how they would deal with it really. Like I say, it would be like an avalanche effect rolling. Like I say, he would go ahead and then that would just energize the grassroots. That would energize, like I said, we need a coalition. We need to get him to start a coalition of I'm not going to say clones like him, but have people that fit the prototype in the mindset of what he's talking about. This would be such a humiliating defeat for the Democrats that they would have a hard time ever recovering from this. So it would just be not only would they lose the main man in South Carolina, somebody who helped get Biden in the office, but just the absolute defeat, just the absolute embarrassment that hey, you had somebody who was not even a career politician step in here, and within a matter of months, he energized your political voting bloc. That right now we got a number of black people leaving the Democrat Party. Polls are showing that you're having a good amount of black people actually leaving the Democrat Party. And for this man who was a teacher to come in here and to be supposedly the most powerful black person in all of politics in the United States of America, it would be a humbling defeat. It would be embarrassing. Republicans would laugh their ass off, and we, most of all, would laugh our ass off and be happy. I'm gonna go ahead and let you get on there, Aunt Live. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hello. I just want to say hi, everybody. How y'all doing? I love the conversation. I do want to say that in regards to the churches not doing anything for the black people, that was specifically done. I remember one of my teachers telling me, and like you said before, because of what happened with Dr. King and how he was a reverend and a lot of other reverends did what they did for the civil rights, the government basically did a we don't want this again. So their policy to destroy, that was one of the things that they used for black churches not to do what they're doing. Now you have some doing it, but it seems like it's to the point where it's a secret. And if you have a church doing for the community what they're supposed to do for the community, it shouldn't be a secret. Everybody should know about it. Because the white churches don't, like the young lady was saying, I agree with everything. The white churches, they don't hide. They'll let you, because you're not supposed to be political. You're not supposed to say who you voted for. You're supposed to. They all the time let you know that Trump is their man. They man 50 grand. He wanted them. And they don't care about these policies that they have us. But they got us crippled with the tax incentives. And basically they're going out of their way to make sure what happened in the past doesn't happen again. And I was telling someone that when we strategize and saying, okay, what can we do? That's what we need to do. We need to be the change that we need to see. We saying that this is what the church is supposed to be doing, It takes nothing to be a church. All you have to literally do is, because the First Amendment protection of church and state, you got to do is literally say you a church. Your religion could be you praying to pencils. They can't tell you that you can't have this religion and you can't pray to pencils. And that's the beauty of it. What I learned is you have to take their system and use it against them. That is what you do. You create a church and you do what it is that you want to see done. That's how you get it done, because that's what they do. You know, Joel Osteen, they are good at what they're doing. Be the change that, and I was just saying, I was just saying that to DJ. You got to create the church, and you have to, when you want housing, okay, you use your tax money to buy the housing for them. Buy the abandoned buildings, especially in certain areas. Buy up the housing, buy up the land. You church, you got the tax incentives. You want to feed the community, feed the community. You want to do it, just be the change you need to see. That is the solution to the problem. And I just want to give a shout out to Northeast Orange in the house. You know, I got my love-hate relationship with Jersey, but I'm so proud when they said East Orange. I was like, oh, my peoples. All right, look, guys, that's it. I land my plane.
You're right. Like these, what they call it, I can't even think. I can't even pronounce it, but they go ahead and they donate money all the time. I'm sorry, who was that? Evangelical. That's what it is. Damn. Thank you for helping me get that out. They donate money to all these right-wing Republican Party nominees all the time, and nobody says a word about it. But you're right. They saw how Dr. King and the rest of them, they saw the Nation of Islam. They saw how all of them energized. And they're like, whoa, that's what I'm saying. Like, the biggest bank in our community is the church. You can talk about these black-owned banks and this and that, but you can take the top black-owned bank and see if that worth is anywhere near the net worth of what these churches are. And it pales in comparison. It's not nowhere near it anywhere the kind of wealth that these churches have. So we have to, like, that's not a bad idea. I'm gonna kick it right back to you, line, and I'm gonna go to Irie, but that's not a bad idea, like you said about the church. Well, why do you think people they create churches? Like, not everybody is just the most spiritual, religious person in the world. A lot of people see it as an opportunity to make money. Like, hey, I got certain tax write-offs. I got certain things I ain't got to worry about paying, this and that, yada, yada, yada. Let me go ahead and create me a church. I'll be a 501k. So go ahead, online.
I was going to say, like, you taking words out of my, I don't know if y'all remember Waco, Texas, but Waco, Texas, when they was out there, because that was their religion, or y'all remember the little, the Amish people, or the people in the Mormons, the little, you know, when it comes to religion, you can't, restrict the First Amendment. Religion, you got freedom of religion. Whatever your religion is, they can't do anything about it. And this is the thing with the tax incentives. If you have members, like-minded people that think like you, and you donate, you get a tax write-off for paying your tithes. So if I donate 10% of I ain't got no income, so 10% of nothing. But hypothetically speaking, if I had an income and I was to donate 10% of that to the church, and the church is known for the community, then I'm getting a tax write-off. The thing, I hate Trump with a passion, but the thing that I feel like we need to get from him is when he do it by any means necessary. And he basically used the code. When once you know what the code is, he used the codes and he used the stuff for his benefit. I don't think we should do it to the point of being a corrupt piece of stuff. But that's the playbook. When you're playing, if you're choosing to play their game, like if you want to be out of that game, I get that too. Like, you don't want to vote, you don't want to do anything with it, I understand that. But if you're choosing to play their game, play their game. Don't look at, okay, this is how they do things, and then you be confused. No, do what the hell they do. You emulate. You do what they do, take what they do, and make it yours. And that's how you do it. But black people also need to understand this and be very, very clear. There's three people I don't mess with: the I, the R, and the S. So you make sure you have your taxes and your codes together. And make sure you follow the rules and, the regulations. But if you're doing it the way it's supposed to be done, no one can say anything about it. And that's the beauty of the situation. Yes, you want to go against the system, but if you're going to play the game and do everything within that system, because it can legally be done. And then when you have members paying, then they get a tax write-off on their taxes. Black people have more money than some thirds. And like I was saying, Mark, like the fact that he has this energy and he has whatever, like the people who will follow him, get together and create a church. It doesn't matter the semantics of who the leader could be. The leader could be, okay, we're gonna worship a paper bag. That's what you do, and that's how you get it all over the country, national, and that's how you get it moving from the ground roots. Again, it could be an organization, but an organization don't even have the tax write-offs that a church has. And I name my plan. I think that's I'm getting on my step.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head right there. Let me before I pass it to Ari, let me go ahead and thank DJ for his contribution on Cash App. But you hit the nail right on the head right there. That's what white people do. They go ahead and they form stuff like that. So
hey, Toda, real quick, I'm sorry. Auntie Terry had her hand up for a while. Just to let you know.
Who had their hand up? I'm sorry.
Terry.
Okay, because I thought Ari had his hand up because I think she was.
It's all good. Auntie Terry can go before me. I'm gonna go pick up some pizza for my baby girls across the street, and Auntie Terry can go. But I'm gonna stay in the room and then I'll put my hand up when I get back.
Yeah, do that, bro. Go ahead, Miss Terrell. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Good to be in the space today. I just wanted to say, not every church in New Jersey is like that, because I go to a church that I sent you, Mr. Toter, the apartment complex my church has behind the church for senior housing. He lets people stay there for free if they need to get on their feet. Those apartments are beautiful. Of course, we feed the community. He's paid for people's rehab, drug rehabs, out of his pocket. They just kind of do everything for everybody. So he's a really, really good person. And not every church does that. Not every church. But down here, we have a couple churches with apartment complexes for senior housing. So I just want to.
Oh, I agree. Now, that's what I said before. I said now you do have some churches. There's not a whole lot, but you do have some churches that do everything for their people. Like they go ahead, they get apartments. The people, if your lights get turned off, they turn like there's nobody going hungry. This and that. I just feel like every church should do that. If your people are paying tithe and they're spending their last with you, as a church, I mean, of course, you have to have money to keep the lights on and stuff like that. But I believe every church should do that. But I mean, I commend your church. Like I said, there are churches out there that do that. I just feel there should be more and more of them like that. And and get back to Aunt Li's point, like she's right. Like that's the way white people do it. The same way she was talking about, like Marcel, like a bunch of people that support Marcel in South Carolina should go ahead, start a church, and not only that, people forget that churches can also own profit businesses as well. So you have to think like these people as well too. These people constantly thinking and scheming and plotting and whatnot. So you got to kind of be that same way too. So it would behoove black people to start looking that way too. We don't know how to we don't mix our politics in with our religion. We got to start making it work for us. Miss Tara, did you have anything else you want to add? I don't want to.
I just wanted to say too, yeah, there's some jealousy from other pastors with my bishop, because I talked to him a lot, and yeah, they had beef because they're jealous. So he just moved on. He said, "Bye, I'm doing for my people what I do for my people," and that's it. And he's doing it. He's been doing it for a long time now. So that's
Lincoln Gardens.
No, it's in Lincoln Mall, New Jersey, and the place is called Harvest House. I sent it to Toter because I don't know how to use Jumbotron, but it's called Harvest House, and the pastor is Bishop David Evans, and the church is called Bethany Baptist Church.
You just sent it to me in a DM?
Yes.
Okay, let me check that. I'll check that out and go ahead and post it up. I believe Shantae, you're next.
Only thing I'm gonna get off of here and I'm gonna stop talking, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Here we go. Like it was at a point in time in my life to where as though I need like a couple of like I needed some help. I'm not Muslim, but then I work around so many different people to where as though Muslim brothers and sisters brought me in. Was like, Chantel, you need help out with this light bill. How was your children? They was actually concerned about me, and I'm not even a Muslim sister. I was raised in the Baptist church. My Muslim my people, my family, Black Americans, they brought me in. We sat down at a table, had dinner. What do I need? And they provided everything. Like, here is this and here is that, and you give us a call. I would say names, but I ain't gonna say names. And when I say that I still had so much respect for them, The way that they treated me like family. They don't like to expose themselves because they feel like they always being attacked. But don't undermine our Muslim brothers and sisters neither, because they out here and they'll put something together for the community also. I was raised, being a church, Baptist church over there on, what is that? In North, the Weekway section and things like that. That was our church. My grandfather used to be the pastor and everything. But with everything that I ever learned, us being us, when it's time for us to get together, we always come together no matter what. So do not be looking like, oh, no, I don't do this. No, your Muslim brothers and sisters will look out for you. It depends on how you talk to them. As long as you're not being disrespectful, they'll look out for you, and they will put something together and make sure that you and your family is okay also. That's all I wanted to say.
No doubt, no doubt. DJ, you had your hand up for a minute. You trying to say something? Or you just got your hand up?
No, I got it up for sure to speak. So to piggyback off what Brother Quadir was saying about how, like, the churches, from the story his uncle told him, the churches aren't allowed to help the people. Not so much from, like, providing, like, housing or like food, like Sister Terrell said. But for the most part, they, in my opinion, they're not allowed, because if you go back to Joel Osteen when they had that mega storm down there in Texas, he wasn't even letting people into the church, and he was lying on national TV saying that the church got flooded. But when people forced him to bust the doors open, the church was just fine. You see what I'm saying? So you also got to go back quite there and study the Boule system. So a lot of these black pastors, black churchgoers, a lot of them come from a Boule background. So what is the Boule? It ain't nothing but skull and bone stuff. So when you talk about these things, when you enter those type of groups or whatever, will say that you're not allowed to help your people. This is why black folks are always saying, well, why don't celebrities reach out back to the community to help raise them and put them on and put them in a position to be around whiteness and all this other stuff? Because it's just what it is, bro. It's just what it is, man. Go ahead.
Y'all really and not to get off the subject, because I'm gonna see if Irie's ready, but just a quick question: like, y'all really believe that the Boule really has that kind of power, that the black celebrities, they tell the black celebrities that they can't do something, and basically, like, that's it? Like, not to get off topic, because I know we kind of went to the religion thing as well as been talking about Marcel, but
Yes.
Yeah, studying Skull and Bones, study a lot of these fraternity, collegiate groups. You know what I'm saying? The AKAs, the Alpha Deltas. That's all. Skull and Bone, aka the Boule. You know what I mean? And Boule means also, by definition, Tyler, hand to the king. See that? So when you study this stuff, you'll see all the BS that goes on around it. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna put too much information. Information's out there. Just go look on YouTube. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say I put Miss Terrell's link in that. If you guys go all the way to the left, it's just a link to the actual her actual church, so you can actually see that. I'm gonna see if Irie's ready. If not, I know you said you had to get something for the baby, but yeah, just Miss Terrell, let me ask you one quick question, because I know before I go to Irie, how do you feel about the topic of the night, of Marcel victory? What does that mean for Black American and Democrats, in your opinion?
That tide's going to change, and maybe we'll have our own party. I don't know that the youth are going to start their own party and break away from Democrat or Republican, but it's definitely going to change, even if Marcel doesn't win tonight. So that's how I feel about it. It's going to change because the youth are going to change it.
Yeah, I definitely feel like a tide is turning in Black America right now. And that's definitely a positive thing for everybody that's in the space right now. If you can, I know some of you guys may not be the most in terms of technical or technology savvy. For those that can, please go ahead and tweet out the link to your followers. I would appreciate that greatly. Please go out and tweet out the link. And also, if you guys can afford to contribute to the New Black Media, if you have $1 that you can contribute on our Cash App, which is $Cash App, it will be greatly appreciated, and it will be greatly applied to expanding this work. Let me see if Irie's not ready, and we're going to take Mr. Gagin and we're going to take Coots. But Irie was waiting, and he had to do something real quick, so let's see if he's ready right now. And once again, that's $Newstoter. Irie, are you still there?
No, I will come back up and raise his hand when you're ready. You know, you gotta go handle them babies real quick, get that pizza real quick. He'll come back up.
He got the young one. So, Mr. Engagement, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, what's up, family? Thank you for allowing me to speak on the platform. First things first, what does a Marcel victory mean for Black American and Democrats? I think that it will mean that one, that we're one step closer to having a Black majority state. I think that it's going to energize and mobilize some of the Black people in the community to actually go down, see South Carolina, see what it has to offer. Um, like I think that that's one thing. Also, us aggregating, working together like minded individuals. I think that that's will be a good look too. Um, that I think that that will be the start. For the Democrats, they're gonna have to they're gonna have to check and balance when it comes to some of these policies, and I think that a lot of things would be kind of addressed head on. So I think that that would be a good look. It'll be interesting to see what type of transactions might transpire. But that's about it that I got for this time.
I appreciate it, brother. Appreciate you chiming in. And like I said, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna try to get that. Go ahead and next day or so try to get that article on Newstoter. This brother here is a journalist. He's up there in Connecticut, so we're gonna try to use him to get some sources. Let us know how the Black people up there in Connecticut living and whatnot. We got some news sources in various states in Florida and Virginia and New York and Texas and California. So we're gonna try to see if we can add another one. This brother can go ahead and relay some of the stuff that's going up there in Connecticut as well. So definitely trying to expand that reach of the black media, like I said, and it's so vital. Like I said, that's why any of you guys, that's why we need you to go ahead and go to the site and become a daily visitor. Just visit the site. Visit the site, subscribe to the YouTube channel, that's free. Visiting the site is free. Subscribing to the YouTube channel is free. Subscribing to the newsletter that's also in the Jumbotron is also free. So anything that you can do free to help us, please go ahead. Like I say, every little bit helps. And if you do have $1, go ahead and contribute it to us if you can. Let me see. Coops, you're next. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah, peace and Black Power, family. Peace to the room. Oh man, my mind's all over the place with Marcel and so forth. I feel like my firstborn is about to give birth to my first grandchild. So I was reviewing some text he and I had way back in October and November when this was just starting. So it's really cool. Real quick, family, I just wanted to run over some information I found. Of course, the polls close 7 p.m. Eastern, so I guess that's done. And they should start reporting the results as of now. Tomorrow is the deadline for those counties to do an audit of the ballots. Thursday is when the results are actually certified, and that's when we'll find out if there really will be a runoff. I'm praying Marcel just blows this out and there's no runoff. But if there is a runoff, the runoff is going to be in 2 weeks, Tuesday, June 28th. So, we still need the prayer warriors. We still need, all of the good support. If it's not a blowout and he does have to run off, we're still going to have to keep this energy up and so forth pretty much through the end of June. So all that information is out there on the South Carolina scvotes.gov, which gives you all the information. They have an excellent calendar of what happens between today and the end of June. So we just want to be on top of that. Other than that, thank you for the space. Of course, victory is, what we need. And I really hope it will encourage many more of us to run, not only for federal level, but also for, state, county. I want to amen the brother on the reverse migration to the South. That's something we're really trying to push. That's where we will be able to really unite our voice. And there's a whole movement out there, and folks are really doing that thing. So just wanted to add that to your space. Thank you so much to the host and co-host. I land my plane there.
Thank you so much for contributing that. And I'm with you. I hope he just goes ahead and waxes him. I don't want to wait till the June 28th, whatever. I definitely would just love to hear that news tonight that we had a major shock in politics and whatnot, and just see the response of everybody and how everybody deals with that. At this point, like I said, it's just kind of wait and see type game here. I mean, I know we all on pins and needles, and we all got our fingers crossed, and I believe it was Black Majority. I think Black Majority was the one. So many people saying so many different things today. One about Clyburn's daughter being up in South Carolina having a high position, and then you had this other dude up here talking stupid or whatever. And you got all these Democrat shills coming out. Now Marcel is a Democrat himself, but you can see also I really believe this was splinter the party right here. Like if he was to win, you would have almost a splinter type section in the Democrat Party right now. You have the liberals, and you have what they consider the radical. So he would probably be considered a radical. So it would really create some division within the Democrat Party, I believe. You have a lot of people that would be upset, and like I say, Jim Clyburn has been old Mr. Dependable for them for so long that it really would just throw a monkey wrench into the whole plan and whatnot. I'm trying to think who was the guy that the Black Majority he sent me. I'm gonna have to go and look back at that DM, but it was basically somebody guy basically was saying that he was just in a way just a decoy up here, just voted blue no matter what. No matter that's the thing that you have people in the Democrat Party that just vote blue no matter what. So DJ, I know you had your hand up. You want to go ahead and say something?
Yeah, I'm actually trying to find. Excuse me. I actually just put that particular tweet inside of the jumbotron, but I'm not sure if it's even showing up. I keep dropping my board down, but it's not even popping up. About Marcel, pretty much. Excuse me, about Jim Claude Clyburn, whatever his name is, using his daughter as a campaign director, and that's a violation of ethics right there. You know what I mean? So
it's in there. Her name is Angela Clyburn. I see it at the jumbotron
sure.
right now.
For sure, yeah. I'm not sure if it's showing up on my side or not, but yeah, everybody need to go call that number that Marcel put in the chat. Either today or tomorrow. You keep complaining about it. We need to get them folks up out of here, man. That's a violation of ethics. That law is pretty much in the books.
Like I say, because you remember Clyburn, like I said, I had that article. They had those articles floating around that he had like I don't know, it was like over $200,000 or $300,000 that he kicked back to his family members and stuff like that. That they formed little LLCs and they had little things going on and this and that. He was giving it to daughters. He was giving it to the daughter's husband. I think he even gave some money to the grandson and whatnot. So he was taking that money. He was funneling that money. He was making sure his family was taken care of. Now, I had a troll, of course. The troll T.S. Giselle was telling me that I was a lie because I said that the man's county, the man's district is like the sixth poorest in the country. That's another lie y'all putting that. That's not true. His district's not poor. I'm like, listen, I just read stats last night saying that, and these stats were taken from 2019, but it was almost the average income in that district was almost $20,000 less than the national average. The median income in his district was almost 20 some $1,000s less than the national average. Everything was less than the national average in terms of finances. And the people that make up most of his district are black people. So that means that most of the people that was in poverty, which was 24%, when the national average was 12, most of the people that are in poverty were black, and they were black women, ages 25 to I can't think right now, but black women were the poorest people in his district, and black people as a whole were the poorest people in his district. Mr. Ross, I see you have your hand back up. Go ahead and speak.
You talking to me?
Yeah, I see you. You got your hand up.
Okay, yes. No, I wanted to piggyback what you said because my son has his own company. He had a contract in Charleston, South Carolina, for about 8 months, and he told me they are very poor down there in South Carolina. So I don't know what T.S. Giselle was talking about, but if that's not true at all. I have to tell you that.
T.S. Giselle is just a man hating black person that he hates black people, hates black men, hates FBA, hates B1, hates anything that he feels is opposing against the LGBTQ, detests everything, forgets that every right that they have is because of black people dying in this country, sits up here talking about Marcel is this, Marcel is that he's a bigot, he's this, he's that, counters off, just says the same white counterpoint, white supremacy points that white people say. Nothing but a troll. Anytime you post something about black empowerment, first person to come here comes to spaces, trashes the spaces, can't be decent to them. So I mean, I really, like I say, the man's district is the sixth poorest in the country. The medium house value in 2019 in his district was $114,000. Let me say that again. It was $114,000. The national average was 240 some odd thousand back then. So please, nobody's making up anything. These are stats that can be validated easily. Okay, the receipts can be put out there if you really want to see them. So nobody's making up anything. Nobody's picking on old Jim. We just telling how it is. When this man when his bosom buddy Joe Biden, a big segregationist, became the president of the United States, he sat up there and he had like it was just the greatest thing in the world. When asked did he want anything, he said no, he was fine, didn't want anything, doesn't want anything for his people, fine and content being in the position that he is, that he's considered himself the most powerful Negro in the country. So yeah, I mean it's time for this dude to go ahead and step down. And if somebody slides by tonight or whatever, it won't be long before Marcel ends up taking that spot for him. So he can run, but he can't hide. I don't care if no matter what happens tonight, his days are numbered as being a damn congressman in that district. It's just that simple. It's that plain. Go ahead, DJ, and unmute your mic.
Yeah, for sure. Apologies for the correct word I was looking for was nepotism. So you cannot hire your family members or any friends or close associates like that if you're a public, constituent or whatever the case be is against the law. So it says right here, several states restrict nepotism by expressly prohibiting public officials from hiring relatives. So there you go. So if Jim Clyburn's daughter is doing with any type of directing, and from what I heard from I can't think of the other guy that's running down there. He was saying that they haven't even returned any of his phone calls. So, it is what it is, man.
And they put the other black dude in there just as a distraction. Like he comes and he pops up out of nowhere. Like he shouldn't even got his butt up in this election here. It should just been a two-man show. But they put him in there hoping that he would be there so he could steal votes from Marcel because he has no chance of winning whatsoever. But his whole purpose of being in this election is to go ahead and get Jim Clyburn reelected by stealing votes that will go to Marcel. Like I say, this election here to me, it symbolizes so much here. I mean, it really he can be the prototype candidate from this point forward, and also, like I say, we also need to use this prototype as a way of forming a coalition to go ahead and challenge the black caucus. We got to go ahead and start getting some of these black people out of the black caucus right here. And I told you last night my thoughts about it. I feel that the black caucus should 100% be black American born. And by black American born, I'm not talking about first, second, third generation immigrant. I'm talking about actual black people, descendants of slaves in this country. That needs to be the way it is. That's the way it is in other countries. Go to any place in the diaspora, and you're not going to see a third of their political force as being black Americans. Hell, go to the Caribbean and go to Jamaica and see how many Haitians or Bahamians are holding office in their countries, and vice versa. It doesn't happen. It only happens here, and it doesn't need to happen here. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody's heritage, the nationality, or bloodline. Anything that we've seen the children of immigrants hold the highest positions in this country, you know, for all the suffering and everything that we've endured in this country, Barack Obama was the president of the United States. Okay, if Barack Obama's father was an African, I know, and listen, you're talking to somebody who voted for him twice. At the time, I really believed that he was the best candidate, and I really thought that it was going to be a big win for black people in this country. I was one of the main ones saying, well, hey, listen, his dad, he's black, he's black, he's black. But at the same time, man, like I said, it just doesn't go. You got to start, and then you got Kamala Harris, somebody else who's of Indian descent, somebody who's only black when it's suitable for her party, when it's time to advance her career. She's not black any other time, and she's sitting up here talking about cooking collard greens. And this is the kind of way these people talk to us. I mean, this is the way these people talk to us. The way that the backhanded insults and stuff that they say. What in the hell does collard greens have to do with you up here? Why would you even talk about goddamn collard greens when you're sitting up here talking about something political? I mean, nobody's gonna be telling Mexicans something about burritos. I don't care if they half Mexican or what. They're not gonna be sitting up here talking about how they know how to make burritos and all this other kind of stuff. But they only sit up here. You're not gonna hear somebody that's half Jewish even sitting up here talking about drinking what's the things they drink eating a bagel or something like that. They not. I mean, just but black people though, they just throw backhanded insults, and we sit up here and we take it so long. And the main reason that Joe Biden sit up here and been insulting black people his whole political career, and black people stand up here and they still take it. Well, now at least you got somebody that'll sit up here. I mean, I doubt seriously that. I mean, I don't care how powerful the person is, that he's just gonna that Marcel's just gonna be sitting up here playing alone, just sitting up here taking insults and saying that it's okay and just smiling and just acting like you didn't hear what this person just said, just so you can you can get along to get ahead and whatnot. No, man, we are calling these people out on this nonsense, and that's what it is nonsense. We got somebody at least that has a pair that'll sit up here and willing to fight for their people, and that really scares the Democratic Party. And like I say, if they let them lose tonight and see the kind of egg that's going to be on their face from this defeat here, it'll be nothing in the world they can say. For one, if they were to lose tonight to a candidate, like I said, who came from complete obscurity, and to a matter of a couple months, he knocked off supposedly the most powerful black man in 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 Congress, the most powerful black man, the most powerful black person, supposedly in politics in the United States. And not only that, you sent your girl Kamala Harris to South Carolina, and it still didn't make a bit of difference. Do you know how these people are quaking in their boots for 2024? Do you know the beating they about to take in these midterms here? So right now, the Democratic Party not only do they want him to win, they not only do they need Clyburn to win, they can't take the embarrassment of losing here. You can't take the embarrassment of somebody coming here and knocking off a congressman that's been in office for 30 years. You can't take the embarrassment of having the second most powerful person in politics, your vice president, coming here and supposedly sealing a deal for him and still getting the brakes beat off of you. You can't have that happening. If you have that happen, I mean, you become the laughing stock of politics here in America. And that's something that they don't want to see. That's something they don't want to face, but that's a real possibility. Like I say, Clyburn, he's nervous. He's nervous. His family's nervous. His political party's nervous. To have somebody that doesn't even have a tenth of the budget that you got and sitting up here going neck and neck with you, man, like I said, does anybody is there any, when can we start to see some of these results coming in? Does anybody know, black majority, do you know anybody know when we're going to get the chance to see some of the results coming in? Because like I say,
They're on there now. They're on there now, CNN. Yep.
It's on CNN now?
Yes. Yep.
What are they checking?
It says Clyburn 94.7%, Addison 3.2%, and Marcel 2.1%. I don't believe that.
What?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll send it over.
That's definitely a lie, man. Come on now. And it's CNN. Come on. Klan News Network. CNN, Klan News Network. You probably better off going to Fox to get some real results. You know what I mean?
And how much and how much is a precinct in? Did they say that yet?
No. But I sent it to you. So okay. You can post it. Yep.
Yeah, because I'm just wondering, because I know sometimes you have early voting, and I'm just trying to see how much of the actual precinct was actually in right now. So you're trying to tell me that this other cat that nobody knows, he's got more votes than Marcel, is what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, so he didn't even raise any campaign funds.
Hey family, so I just wanted to interject real quick. So right now, those votes that like Clyburn has about like 6,000 some votes, right? But that's only in 2 counties. We still got about 2
Okay.
more counties that we wait for their votes to come in, and that'll give us a more accurate projection. But right now, with those 2 counties, they are saying that Clyburn is the projected winner. It's just early as hell, so that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you for that information and whatnot. And like I said, I don't want anybody, no matter what happens tonight, do not be deflated. Do not hold your head down, regardless. Like I say, this is just early part of the fight. Clyburn is an old man, and I'm not trying to down anybody but their age. But Clyburn doesn't have much more time sitting in that seat right there. So we have a candidate that can and will be the congressman one day. Whether that's today, we don't know, but we've already vetted this person. We know what this person is about. We need to continually support this person and continually keep this person in the public eye as well too. That's one thing that is so important right now. You have to keep Marcel has to stay active and he has to stay in the public eye and the public's imagination. So, like I say, this is still early. We're still gonna see how this goes and whatnot, but it's one of those things. We knew it was going to be an uphill battle, but like I say, with anything in life, I mean, you have to just go out there and fight and whatnot. But DJ, you got your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I saw another tweet Marcel had put out. I'm trying to find it again right now. That another potential voter wound up going to go vote at the polls and didn't even see Marcel's name on the ballot. So there you go, right there.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, let's be for real. Politicians know it's a good game here. Like, it is a very dirty game, and you can't put anything past anybody. You know how the Democrats is fine talking about when they lose an election and this and that. The Democrats cheat just as much as the Republicans cheat. Go ahead, Shante.
That's a machine that's backing them up, and then within that, it's just as long as Marcel still gets some type of position because he already got recognized. So with him being recognized, as long as he still gets some type of position, like it was like half and half with him. His name is out there, and I'm so thankful for that. So he's representing us correctly to where as though how we wanted to be represented. So I give kudos to Marcel just for doing that. Ugh, y'all just don't know. They was like we was homophobic. They threw so many names and so many topics. We have this, y'all that, and wasn't nobody standing up. So just as far as Marcel just standing up and stand and believe, I appreciate him even doing that. So somewhere down the line, he's still gonna get some type of position and still represent us. So I thank him for that.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I say, Marcel ain't going nowhere. So that's why I say we ain't gonna have nobody hanging their head down in this space. We ain't gonna have nobody feeling sorry for themselves. This dude is here to stay. Like I say, in a couple of months, he has gained national attention. Think about that. National attention without any major backing, any major donors, with a party that's completely against you, a party that don't want to see you succeed at all. And he's been able to come up that quick. So it's up to us as a grassroots, it's up to us as a black media to keep him engaged with the black community, to keep the black community engaged with him, to keep his name up. And we're gonna do that. We're gonna continue to push, we're gonna continue to keep this brother out. Because like I say, we need a coalition of him. We don't need just one Marcel. We need 50 to 100 of them. You know, one of them ain't gonna just be enough. We need 50 to 100 of them. We need to go ahead and vet them the same way he was vetted. And once we do that, we increase this grassroots all across the U.S. Wherever we cities where we have a significant black population at, we need to be trying to get people in there that look after our best interests. People say, oh, we need them in all 50 states. No, we don't need them in all 50 states because think about it. In a place like Iowa or Idaho or Montana, the black person ain't going to make no difference up there because there's too few of us. But in cities and states where we have a significant black population, we need to go ahead and we need to go ahead and start to capitalize on that. We need to start to go ahead and capitalize on that soon. So we got to go ahead and start doing something, man. We can't just, like I say, I'm not taking the night. And I told you yesterday how I felt. To me, I felt it was going to be a win-win regardless. That's exactly how I felt. I felt it was going to be a win-win regardless. So there's no losing tonight to me. No matter what happens, this brother's here. He's for real. We know he's for real. We know that he's sincere about trying to move along our agenda, trying to secure resources and tangibles and a better future for not only us but for our kids and grandkids and everything else. So no, there ain't gonna be no head hanging. There ain't gonna be no sorry. Ain't gonna be no crying. Ain't gonna be no feeling sorry for yourself. No matter what happens, I don't care. We in it for the long run. That's one thing about our people. We're too short sighted. We're too short minded. We think about the immediate future. We don't think about 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 100 years down the road. We don't think about it for future generations. We got to fight. We're in the dog fight. We're in unfriendly confines here. We're in enemy behind enemy lines and unfriendly confines. There is no backing up. There is no surrender. There is no giving. Just putting your head down. You got to stay 10 toes down. You got to knuckle up. And that's what we have to do as a people. There's no quitting. There's no quitting in us whatsoever. Other generations may have quit, but we ain't quitting. I want to go ahead before I unmute the mic. I'm going to go ahead and pass Freeman Party. Irie, he was here for a second. He had his hand up, so I'm going to give it to him first, but then I'm going to come back to you. I just want to thank Yahweh Ben for going ahead and contributing on Cash App to Newstoter. It's greatly appreciated. Once again, I want to thank Yahweh for his contribution to Newstoter on Cash App. Anybody that wants to contribute to Newstoter on Cash App, it's $Newstoter. That is $Newstoter. We are the Black media. We are the largest Black aggregator of content in America, and we're not stopping. We're putting out content every day. If you can't take the content, then don't follow us because we will hit you with a load of content. That's how it is. We hitting with a load of content. So, Irie, go ahead, man, and take off your mic. Unmute your mic.
Yeah, what's up, my brothers? I know Brother Friedman. I was after the brother, so I'm gonna respectfully go right after him, and then I'm gonna chop it up because I did put my hand up right after the brother.
Okay, no problem. Friedman, go ahead.
Thank you for that, Irie. Shout out to Newstoter. Shout out to Freed. Brother Freed, it's hard to hear you, Brother Freed. If you could come close. Can you hear me? Can you hear me better? Say that again, brother. Can you hear me better now? Yeah, way better now.
Yeah, we hear you better.
Sorry about that. So shout out to everybody in the room. Shout out to Newstoter, Cherie, Irie, Black Majority State. I see. I just before I got in here, the results from partial results. It's only 3% of the vote got released. So if y'all want to check out the jumbotron and start to look at that, it's only one county, Charleston, and doesn't even look like maybe all of Charleston is done. But other than that, I was going to say, Newstoter, what you said, I totally agree with. There's 435 people in the House of Representatives. So that means there's 435 jobs that we can take, you know what I mean? And people we could fire. Then there's 60 people just in the Congressional Black Caucus. We need to primary all of them in the future, not just Clyburn. And then there's 100 people in the Senate. So that's 535 jobs right there that we could fill and get our political voice heard, let alone on the national level or even locally in your own mayors, city council, sheriff, judge, all those types of things, DA. So we need to fill all these positions. We should be able to see Freedmen in all these positions that are on code and know that we're good. So however the results go today, I know that Marcel has awoken all of us up. You know what I mean? He's like John in calling everybody like, yo, follow me, you know? And I think it's dope because like we're all saying if Marcel can do it, we can all do it too. We just need to time it right. So I'm excited. And yeah, I'll pass the mic. Thank y'all for having me.
No problem, brother. Thank you for coming in and chiming in. Like you're right. Like I said, we ain't holding our head down, man. Like I say, we know this is a long, hard fight from the time we've been in this country and from the time this country was founded. We've been in this country before it was even damn founded. Let's be honest here, but from before it was even a damn colony, it's been a long, hard fight. We're gonna continue to fight. We gonna be what we gonna be, man. We're not giving up after the night. And like I say, and I know somebody like Marcel, no matter what happens tonight, this is just gonna motivate this brother even more. So, like I say, he has the support of everybody that's in here and much more, and it's gonna continue to grow. Ari, go ahead and unmute your mic. Much love to the family. Great afternoon or great evening now for some folks. Thank you for opening the space, Brother Newstoter, Brother Keith, Sister Cherie, The Free, Sister Terrell Shante, and the whole squad. Auntie Yaya up in there, Chef. I see y'all, man. Yo, we just chopping it up in here. Okay, let me get down to it. I think, I feel that Marcel did a victory, and I will tell you why. And I'm gonna tell you this from Brother Marcel, and then I'm gonna speak to. You know what? I'm gonna start with these fucking Democrats first. No, yeah, I'm gonna start with these Democrats first. What Brother Marcel did with these Democrats was he showed them that there's another path to the Democratic ticket, and he also showed them that whenever you have a black man that's part of this alphabet gang that don't put the alphabet gang first, that's a dangerous path for them, because black first over any agenda first to them is dangerous. So Brother Marcel already broke the barriers with these folks, because he got them over here wondering, why did he take the easy ticket? Why did he just go on a straight up ticket that is so openly and big? He could have had millions of people. Like the brother even says it all the time. I go ahead and get a whole lot of wins from a group of people to support me based off of how I choose to live my life. Then that was easy. But running on a ticket straight for black people first, was the task that I was put up to. And I respect that. That's a king. That's a real man in my eyes. And what the Democrats have cemented within themselves is that we don't have to fit no mold that they set to run on any ticket. Now, going to Brother Marcel, what that victory means. What the victory means for Brother Marcel is that Brother Marcel came up through the grassroots. He started coming up. They might have knew about him, but they really shunned him. They didn't have to, they kind of sunned him. He was like the little guy that show up at the party that they don't want to have to deal with, but they got to deal with. And then it's a Democratic event. They trying to like not let him be known as a Democrat, but yeah, it's like, yeah, a Democrat. You know what I mean? So they trying to sun him. They're trying to little sun him like, yo, yeah, he red, he rock blue, but he think red. You know what I mean? So it's like they trying to create a wedge with the brother, because what he stands on is reparations. Repairing Black America is repairing America. That is so simple and it's so beautiful and eloquently stated. And also, what they can't do is undermine, divert it, or change it, or flip it, or trick bag it to nothing else. So what I believe Marcel victory really signifies is this new standard of rubric you got to get through to get the grassroots support. Right? You could go ahead and get all of these other supports, but all of these other supports, okay, I'm gonna keep it like this. When Kamami Harris had to fly down here in her day, the White House out of the presidency, to come do some campaign trail bussing, to come bust her goddamn Indian Caribbean ass out here to the South to help old Stale Clobber. And I looked at one of his other people. One of his talks looked like it was at a high school. He looked like he had about 12 or 15 people in there. Brother Marcel speaks in crowds. They electric. When the brother opens his mouth, it's articulate. There's not no buggy questions. So when I seen Kamami Harris out here, and the only she could talk about was collard greens and how she got the look from white folk like, what the fuck your Indian ass doing with those collard greens? You know you ain't black. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, we sitting over here. She like, yeah, but I gave him nuts and said, these the greens we don't get at the White House. Wink, wink. Yeah, so they doing slave cosplay. And so what I see that is that she don't have no important position at the White House. The White House can't get people to pay for campaign trails and campaign donations. I heard that Sir Major reported that the lady from the White House, the press secretary, supported Marcel, but Joe Biden just gave Jim Clyburn's daughter a position at something. So it's kind of a house divided over there. But I didn't see her publicly support Brother Marcel. But the rubric Brother Marcel set for all of the people coming behind him to be able to get our support, I believe that's a win in itself. Like you said, for the long-term goal, for folks to actually go through the audit of actually being approved by us, has been set at a new standard. Brother Marcel has raised the bar so damn high that he even made falling asleep on talking to us a customary thing. A lot of them would definitely not do that, because during them night hours, they got to go and get their bootlick reward in the middle of the night and
their butter biscuit shipments proper. So when they talking to their people that sell us out, they definitely got to do that during those hours. But Brother Marcel is sleeping on the words we saying, even though he not with us at that moment, he's still with us in spirit and in truth. So I definitely love what the brother signifies. I love what he represents. I love what he established. And I'm definitely Team Marcel for Congress all the way. And I believe he gonna actually shock the whole world. And they're gonna be sitting over there on television with their mouths dropped, talking about, well, it seems that South Carolina's got a new with majority leader, and his name's Marcel Dixon, and I hear he's a reparationist. They're gonna try to bring up the alphabet gang, but Marcel's gonna clean that up because I trust him, and I let him.
Thank you, brother. Thank you once again. For any of you guys that we're trying to do a space on black business, black owned business, or any of you guys that have a black owned business, black any kind of service, anything that you whether it's online or it's brick and mortar, you're trying to set up a space, go ahead and DM me. Go ahead and DM Newstoter. I will go ahead and respond. I'll put you on the list. We're trying to create, like I said, you want to go ahead and have a go ahead and have a space dedicated to black businesses and whatnot. So go ahead and go ahead and DM me. And I see Fearless one, you're next up. So go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah, what's going on, fam? Yeah, good space, man. I just want to say, I think highly that for Marcel's running his campaign and for him to be involved, so involved with his community, man, shows us a spark in how all of us should be towards what we be doing, especially with reparations, treatments bureau, treatment mutual aid societies, treatments bank. I mean, a lot of these things that has already begun to spark the flame in America is right on point because it's showing the failures of the government through Democratic Party. We can say Republican Party, but we can just look at how there should be no way in the world where you need to have a vice president to come down to supposedly talk about some collard greens or whatever at Clyburn camping. I mean, really, because really it shows that he has nothing to say or nothing of substantive involved with his own people, his own district. So that right there is already a starting point for all of us to know that look, we can fill these seats, we can get involved tremendously, and be a part of the building again of America. And I say building again because we did it before, and we have to do it as they always say, making a way out of no way. That's just with us. But so with Marcel, I'm not even gonna look at Marcel losing. I'm looking at Marcel winning because he sparked the flame in many of us to do as him and to be lined up with what he's doing so that we can all get this thing done. We can do this thing locally, local government to state government, and to trump the federal government. So a lot of things need to be done. And we just really at the beginning of a lot of these things. So I think it's just like a hats off for Marcel for what he's done so far. And like I say, we got, he's accessible. It's not like he's closed up and wants to start cursing somebody out because they talk about reparations or something. Or he has to do a fish fry. I think he's done a tremendous job. So that's just helping a lot of us around across the country to start getting prepared and getting ready for that time where we can really start to aim in on where can we be on these solutions for our local to the state, in our own communities to the federal. So I just want to say just hats off to everybody here, everybody who zoomed in and who wants to make things better for not just themselves but for their surroundings. So we got a lot of work to do. And like I say, tonight ain't over. We'll find out what the actual numbers will be. So, man, my plan, y'all.
No doubt, appreciate it. And if you're not already following Newstoter, go ahead and please follow Newstoter. Also, in the Jumbotron is our link to the YouTube channel. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Yeah, I mean, to me, the bar's been set. Like, I don't think we're going back from this point on. We have our candidate, and now we need our candidates, plural. So the bar has been set. It's just about us taking advantage, taking this momentum, and moving forward with it. DJ, you got your hand up?
Yeah, just want to read some information from Marcel and concerning to piggyback on what you said about the median income in his district, the sixth district in South Carolina. So Marcel said the average income in your dad's district, and he's replying to Jennifer Clyburn Reed. That's Jim Clyburn's daughter. The average income in your dad's district is 41,000, but for the white residents, it is 46 to 50,000. For black residents, the majority it is just 28,000. With a black representative of 30 years, what is your excuse for this? Jennifer Clyburn Reed. He was tweeting her, and she replies back, "What's your solution? Question mark. I never said there wasn't work to do. Why don't you publish those same stats 10, 20, 30 years ago? I know why. Because progress has been made in the sixth, and your lies will be exposed." So everybody just in the comment, our people, Red Joker down here going hammer, all our folks in there going hammer on her, real talk. You know, if he lying, then show the receipts. Where's the proof that if he's lying? But I yield there.
Yeah, progress. I guess if you want to say progress has been made, that's simply because inflation, like everybody else's wages, have went up. But what you're saying is that in the district here, that where black people are the majority, they're the poorest people in the damn district. So what is she talking about? Yeah, it went up. Yeah, 10, 20, 30 years. Everybody's money went up compared to 10, 20, 30 damn years ago. Is that like something? Yeah, you're right. We're not making the same money that we was making back in 1992. Ooh. I mean, what is he talking about? Like, this woman's crazy. Check, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, check before you speak. What's good, my bro? Hey, make Cherie or somebody another calls because I realized the way that Twitter is starting to work, where somebody's trying to come up in the chat, it may get like clogged up or whatever. So if you make somebody else the calls, I think the flow of trying to bring people up will go better. But go ahead, check if you're there, bro.
Appreciate you. I just want to say, like, no matter what, today has been very monumental for us. Regardless of whatever the outcome is, you feel me? We understand that Marcel is our hero. You feel me? The things he's doing, you feel me? The battles he fight, he's putting himself in a position, you feel me, to actively instill change within the community. So, just everything he's doing, you feel me? I'm just proud of him, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So, things of that nature. Everybody else that's trying to distract us from that, I would just advise that we just block them. It's no point of us all getting our page deleted. You feel me? We know what month this is and things of that nature. So let's just continue to keep our eyes on the prize. And that's just kind of what I just really had to say. I really could care less for the other fleas and musty individuals. We got soap for them, but back to our campaign. How y'all doing?
Appreciate it, absolutely, man. Like we have bigger fish to fry. Like I said, this is just the opening lap. This is just the beginning here. Like this is nowhere near completed. This is nowhere near over with. So we just got to go ahead and continue to keep taking care of business. Like I say, nobody needs to hold their head down. This is a long, hard fought battle. We don't even know exactly what all is gonna happen tonight. We still know there's a possibility that you can still even do a write-in and everything else. And like I said, you also don't know what's gonna happen down the road because, like I said, you got a person who's 80 some years old, 80, anywhere from 80 to 83. How much longer is he going to be able to hold on or whatever? Not only that, but a lot of the people that are so gung ho in his district are supporting him. They getting up there in age too. I mean, so there's going to be a transfer of power here. Now you can go ahead and give the power, or you can have it snatched away. But there is going to be a transfer of power. It's coming. So all we have to do is just go ahead and just keep pushing the agenda, keep pushing everything forward, keep doing what we're doing right now. So I'm not the least bit concerned. Like I say, I believe the candidate that we selected, that we believe in, is the right person for that job, and I believe that he's going to get that job. It's just a matter of time. Like I say, whether it's now or later, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So we just have to make sure that we continue to support and continue to back this person, and as well, we also need to, like I say, we need to start looking at also forming a coalition and looking to get more people into the actual political sphere as well, that have the B1 agenda, have a black first mindset. So That's all. Like, I mean, there's really nothing else really to say about it other than we can't give up. We can't give up. We're not gonna give up. DJ, you got your hand back up?
Yeah, I'm trying to bring up the brother off the ward. I don't know if you see him down there in the chat or maybe you see Sheree. Try to prove him to come up. I don't know if you're really there, Arthur, but we definitely want you to come up and speak. And the brother, the Freedom Party, trying to come back up too. So I don't know if y'all see that.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Yeah, but anybody could, if somebody want to speak or whatever, I'm still trying to figure it out. Yeah, Arthur, you might have to restart your phone and close out all those other apps. Try to come up.
Oh, okay.
He's up there? Okay.
Hello, people.
Shantae, you got your hand up, so you want to go ahead and speak?
You got a young man that just You got a young man that just opened up the line. He said he wanted to speak, so I guess I'll talk after him.
Okay, not a problem. We'll come back to you. Arthur, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, look, I was actually sitting as a listener because I'm on public transportation going home right now. But I put every fiber of my being behind Marcel, and if he wins, we gotta coalesce around him. If he doesn't win, we have to continue the groundwork so he can keep running and win the next election. But either way, the campaign continues. That's all I gotta say.
Absolutely. You're definitely correct on that part there. This is what we consider preliminary. This is preliminary bout. This ain't even the main event. So it ain't no time to go ahead and fall asleep at the wheel here. We still driving this thing here. So we definitely gonna be competing. For all of those who have not followed Newstoter, please go ahead and make sure at the end of the recording, if you're not following Newstoter, please go ahead and follow Newstoter. Also, the YouTube channel is also in the Jumbotron. If you have not subscribed to if you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe, and also the newsletter. That's very important. Go ahead and subscribe to our newsletter. That's also in the Jumbotron. All you have to do is click the link. It's going to just ask you for your email address. Put your email address in there. You'll get a confirmation link from us. Click that link, and you'll be automatically subscribed to our YouTube channel. It takes less than 15 seconds, of that much. So you just have to go to your email address and just click that confirmation, and you're in there. So please go ahead, and if you guys can, contribute to the new black media. That's on our Cash App. That's $Newstoter. That is $Newstoter. I want to thank my brother Moko, who once again has made a contribution to Newstoter. So, Shantae, you're next. Go ahead and unmute your mic. You there, Shantae?
Hey, maybe just bring up, Jess was John. If you want to speak, go ahead and speak. Otherwise, we're going to drop you down and bring somebody else up.
Shantae, if we I don't know, I would say this. You want to see if I can remove her from the and bring her back in there, I can do that, because I don't know if she may have just froze.
Yeah, and Sister Tarot trying to come back up too. I don't know if y'all see her down there.
Sister who now? Oh, she's trying to come back up.
Tarot Lewis, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see how many people got as speakers. So sometimes, we don't have that many people as speakers, so we can go ahead and bring her back up. Shantae, you get a chance, we'll bring you back up as well to speak. Let's see.
I'm sorry about that.
No problem. This is Twitter. This is Twitter. So, Shantae, can you unmute your mic now? Can you speak?
Yes, and since this is Twitter, I don't know if I should be saying the things that I be thinking in my mind. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. They've been trying to get that Geechee land for I do history a little bit, just a little bit. I touch here and there. But they've been trying to get that land for like the last past like 6-7 years. They've been building up on it and things like that. So when Marcel was saying things, yeah, it was true. It was definitely true. Marcel just came out like the last year and a half. So I guess he was offended about what was going around in this neighborhood because, everybody, we all getting gentrified. It wasn't just South Carolina, North Carolina. It's every damn where. So it's like we gotta go run to one specific spot just to go re-fucking build, and it's fucked up. Excuse my language. How they treating us. It's like we gotta go here, like y'all just go do this and go do that. But wherever we set up at is already flooded with gentrification, no matter where we go. Back in the day, I say about 10 years ago, you can go down to North Carolina, go get a fucking house, like a 3-bedroom for like 5, 6, 800. But the rent from North Carolina to Jersey right now is like, if you want to go get a 3-bedroom house down in North Carolina now everything just went up. So, like, yeah, we gotta continue to fight. Shit, up here in North Jersey, everywhere in Jersey, it's like we're going through the same daggone thing. It's not scary, but it's just reality. So this is what we're going through right now. And it's messed up that the same people that we had faith in, thinking that they was going to help us, that they sold us out for 30 damn years. They own damn people. I think that's what bothers me the most. It's like when y'all sit up here and claim to be family or whatever, it was y'all was hurting us the most, putting us on the back burner for everybody else and allow. It's like, yo, my mind goes over and over and over. But we here. This is what's going on, so we got to face reality right now. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Marcel doing the right damn thing. Marcel probably got tired of it, and he's saying something, and he spoke up on it when wouldn't nobody else speak up on it. And we all knew that it was happening, but we just didn't have the multiple people that actually came together and said it. So I'm happy to be in this space and everybody actually facing reality. Like, y'all, we really don't have no friends. Friends, when it come down to business, you put business first, friendship later. Business always comes first.
We definitely don't have any friends. We should have learned that by now. Anytime we think we have a friend, we get a knife in our back. And Marcel, I mean, what you're seeing gentrification all over the nation. Like, I mean, I'm here in Florida, and South Florida is pretty much already pretty much fully developed, fully taken over and whatnot. Central Florida as well is pretty much that point, getting to that point. The last hold, the territory to really be completely, as I say, completely industrialized is North Florida, the Panhandle, and that's slowly coming for sure. Because here in Tallahassee, you got FAMU getting pushed aside, and they're just pretty much taking everything. I mean, places that was predominantly black areas, places that you could say was run down, and now I mean they got it's immaculate. You got condos, you got stores, you got everything. So the only way, like I said before, the only way that we can kind of like battle this somehow is you have to do it from a group economic standpoint, and that's something that we as black folks are still not looking to do. And until we do that, man, we're going to continue to get pushed out of these neighborhoods. And you already see, I think I read somewhere that the average rent for an apartment in New York City, of course, this is New York City, but this just shows you how astronomical the figure is. That the average rent for a 1-bedroom in New York City ranges from like $4,500 to $66,000 or something. Now, who can afford to pay something like that? I mean, you could be making $100 and some odd $1,000 a year in New York, and you're barely gonna be getting by. And Miami and California and all these other places, it is sky high. And we still haven't realized that. We still aren't pulling our resources together. And that was going to be another issue I want to talk to Marcel about, possibly about how can we start doing something in some of these counties and some of these cities and some of these states. How can we start pulling our resources together? Maybe starting our own little, I don't want to say investment group, because we need something more than just an investment group, but we're to the point now that we almost need like these multinational corporations that you see going all throughout the world globally and taking places over and buying stuff and doing stuff. You see a lot of investment over there in Africa. You see a lot of these, they're these huge corporations and stuff like that. We need to get together as a group, and we need to start being able to do that, pulling our resources together, forming a corporation, buying land, creating businesses, creating industries, uh, buying land to build affordable housing and stuff like that. And that's something that we're sorely lacking right now. And until we get that, I mean, Dr. Claude Anderson has been saying that for years, but we're going to wait to the point where we are totally gentrified. We're going to wait to the point where we got all of these immigrants coming over here buying everything. They're going to get grant money from the federal government. And you're not going to be able to compete with that. You're going to be squeezed out. So if you don't own real estate right now, by the time your kids become of age, by the time their kids become of age, what are you going to have to own? How much is rent going to be the average? What's going to be the average rent price in 20 years from now? For those of us that's still going to be around, what's going to be the average rent price? What are people going to be paying? $3,000 to rent a 2 bedroom? Just think about it. I mean, we're being squeezed out. I had on Newstoter, it was an article I had, and it said that black people can't afford to live in 93% of the cities in the United States. Let me say that again. Black people can't afford to live in 93% of the cities in the United States of America. You are being pushed out. You're being pushed aside. You have to put up some kind of fight, some kind of resistance here. Like you said, it's best to try to move to the south and get some of this property and start doing something with it. Ari, go ahead and unmute your mic.
I think brother DJ, is that brother Steg over there? He was before me, brother Keith.
No, I think he just got his hand up. DJ, you want to go?
Yeah, I actually do got my hand up. What's good, my brother Ari? All day. Yes, my other thing.
You know, we do all things in decency and in order, family.
For sure. But now, go ahead. I just wanted to say that it seemed like, Jim Clyburn won, man. I'm trying to find some real legitimate electoral results. This don't seem right. And like you said, Tyler, the Joker Addison got more than him. And we seen Marcel completely obliterate Addison right here in the Twitter space. You feel what I'm saying? So, and that was on Luke page, which is another DNC plant. So it's like, you can't win, man. Go ahead, Ira.
Well, hold on 1 second, Irie. It's no way this dude Addison would have got more votes in. Now, you want to say that Marcel lost to Clyburn, fine. It's no way that this dude would have pulled more than Marcel. It's just no way. I'm not gonna believe that. I'm not gonna go ahead, Irie. I'm not gonna take up your spot, but go ahead. I just don't believe that. Go ahead.
That's all good. I had put a post out earlier, and I'll try to put it in the jumbotron. But today was a very different day with the aggregation. They unsubscribe people from the followers list. I watched them do it like in real time. Another thing that I watched them do, and I'm gonna try to go ahead and do it as I'm even speaking, was as I was going ahead and just doing what the family doing with Marcel for vote for Marcel for Congress. They literally was like blocking the hashtag Marcel for Congress. They were literally blocking it. I was watching Brother Phil thing on the. I'm gonna put it right here and here, and I'll put it in a jumbotron so the family can see what I'm saying to give better context. But as I was going ahead and actually trying to promote the brother today, I literally was going ahead with the Marcel for Congress hashtag, and they were trying to say like I couldn't use that. And then usually I could put it in, and I don't have to type it all the way out. It comes back up because it's trending. Or I put it in before, and it was coming up as if it wasn't in the algorithm at all. And then I put in my post also, like this ain't Russia, this ain't Russia doing no shit to brother Marcel. This is actually Twitter, Elon Musk, and the rest of the people that fuck with them from the DNC. Like, this ain't no big boogeyman from some other faraway place. Nah, nigga, it's the niggas right here in our backyard that's doing their most to try to usurp a grassroots organic candidate. And what that tells me is that the people with all the money is artificial. It's inflated. Clyburn asked too old. He didn't have to go do no speaking engagements in 30 years. It was an automatic after the fish fry motherfuckers vote. That's just simple. But now he's doing stuff all the way up to the day. Even today, Kamami Harris coming out on that last week to try to bolster in a couple extra 100,000 or to add legitimacy to an already delegitimized system. Again, I say trying to add legitimacy to an already post-colonial delegitimized system. And so what I wanted to say also was that to the fact of the money, of the value of the houses, the economy of land, I believe that all, we have nothing to fear with that at all. Because what that is called is not just inflation, but that's called uh, the, not, the financial value of the assets of our money has decreased so much to the point that it takes more of the dollars to equal the amount of what the land is. Land does not apportionate, does not accelerate or appropriate and increases such as the levels that we have seen. But what does make sense, and it doesn't take a whole lot of economical research to understand, is that the value of your dollar that it was when you bought the home now, in theory, should have gained value. Therefore, it shouldn't have costed that much more. Your dollar should have gained value, but therefore, the value of the dollar 6 months ago has lost so much that it takes $1 and probably five, 105. So, to somebody else who thinks, oh, I got $105, not realizing that $105 is the same value as the 100 from 4 or 5 months ago. So what that means is that the dollar amount, the power of the dollar, is decreasing to the degree so much so that it makes one appear that a value is receding or going up, when in actuality, it's the valuation of the dollar that is actually going down, which makes it in turn require much more of those dollars to actuate the proper value of whatever it is, whether it be a vehicle, whether it be a home, land. I know what the area that I love looking into is the High Country 3500 ATs. So typically that will cost about 65 to 75,000. You put a package on it, probably 80 to 86. Well, that same vehicle that I was looking at a year and a half ago now is worth 95 to, well, no, 93 to 95,000, and even upwards to 101,000, meaning that it didn't necessarily lose value in the thing because it hadn't been sold yet. This is a good token to measure it by. The car hadn't been sold yet, so the value of the car has never changed, but the value of the dollars have. And my baby girl's in the tub. I need to go do my stick, so I'm gonna holler at y'all. But just keep that on your lobe and definitely take that in consideration. That car that never left that parking lot. Thank you, man. That never left that parking lot. The value of it went up, even though nothing in the car changed. Nobody added no extra grills, no extra leather seats. It's already in there. But what happened was the value of that dollar changed. And therefore, the 75,000 or the 80,000 that would have gotten it a year and a half ago can't get it because it's not the same power that it was a year and a half ago, if that makes sense. So I'll land on that right there.
Appreciate you again, brother. I know you got the babies and whatnot you looking after, so do your thing. Miss Shante, go ahead and unmute your mic.
No, only thing I'm thinking about was I added in something when they came around doing for North, like for the mayor and things like that. The same people that I thought that would be on our fucking team and knew our struggling things. It was a lot of people being sold and brought, and that's what they do to us. Am I ashamed of it? No, I expect it. It's like, okay, I already know the fucking routine about the shit. But with them, it's like, yo, I was getting cursed out from, because I said it. I said what I said. The Portuguese area down in North, in the Ironbound section, they're flourishing with hella money. They got a nice little thing going on. You go down there, you can smell money when you go down to the other areas in North. But when it's always come to our community, it's just like everybody can invade our space and it looks like shit. And then that's how the fuck they, constantly keep pushing us out. Shit. On a better note, when it come down to Marcel, even if Marcel don't get, I hope he do. I ain't giving up on that. But at least he could be able to talk for us, speak for us, and get the position. He's in that position right now, and everybody sees that he is a force to be reckoned. We all stood by him to speak what we needed to be said when they counted us out. He never gave up, and I don't think that we should give up on him. He took this all the way to the end, and I'm quite sure he tired as hell. He probably need a vacation after this. I'm so proud of him, and I thank him for everything that he have done. And then when he get back off of vacation, shit, back to work, and then you get this job. I'm quite sure that they're gonna. I think we are. Shit, I think we are our own machine now. Like how everybody had a machine backed up on them, I think we just became our own. And within that, y'all, we can't add anybody in our shit no more. We're not vouching for Hispanics. We're not vouching for illegal immigrants, people that claim we all look alike when we get pulled over. We all still the same people. Fuck all that shit. We not. I said it. If I get fired from my job tomorrow, fuck it. I need a vacation anyway. I'm going to tell the truth.
Now, we don't want you to get fired from your job, Sister Nado. We don't want to see that happen, but I definitely feel your passion, and I definitely feel your your sense of emotion and whatnot right now too. And like I said, man, everything is a process, and this is just the first step in a long process here. And we can't get to the point where we're walking around here dejected that we just can't deal with it. One thing about politics, there's losses, there's wins, and it happens to the best of them. Some of the best ones have lost. So we can't just sit here and be dejected, and we can't sit here and we definitely can't feel sorry for ourselves because I know the candidate tonight, he's not feeling sorry for himself. Would he be disappointed? I'm sure, just like any of us would be. But you have to go on with the fight. I mean, you have to take the fight to somebody. You can't let them take the fight to you. So we just have to, like I say, already we we're crafting this plan right now. I mean, you learn from failures as well too in life. You don't succeed at everything. If you succeed at everything, I mean that's just not realistic. So tonight, whatever failure may have happened or whatever, the grassroots are gonna go ahead and excuse me, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get it straightened out ourselves too. So I mean, Marcel's gonna see what worked and what didn't work, and he's gonna revise it and change it up. And that's all you can do. Like I say, we're looking at a candidate that came on the scene in a couple months. But what happens if he has a whole year to go ahead and plan this? He has a whole year to announce. He has a whole year to build up momentum and everything like that. Not just a few months. I mean, that's what we have to look at too. Like this was, you know, his candidacy was relatively short lived and it was young. So just go ahead and we take this disappointment tonight and we use it as fuel to motivate us to push us. Like I say, most people that you spoke to, if you asked them about about this matchup here, most people wouldn't have gave him much of a chance. But like I say, he was able to go ahead and capture the imagination of a movement and this and that. So you just have to take it for what it's worth. And just have to keep grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding and pushing and pushing and pushing. Like I say, we realize that the people that's in office right now, the black Democrats in office, they don't have your best interests in heart. They're not gonna push forward any agenda because they don't want to piss white people off. They don't want to piss white people off because they feel that if you piss the white people off, the people that vote the white people in there that they voting block is gonna be pissed off and they're gonna be without a job. They're gonna be without support. They're gonna be left out to dry. So as always, you got people worrying about protecting their own butt first instead of protecting the people that actually put them in the office. So we have to deal with that situation as well. We have to look at that and be realistic that hey, whoever we put up here, they're gonna be up against it. They're gonna have to sacrifice. They're gonna have to at times, totally be the odd person out in their party. Because most of these Democrats, black or white, are not going to support them because they don't want to be left out to dry. So we have to understand that, and we have to keep pushing forward and whatnot. And like I said, I was definitely very proud of how he did his thing in the class and whatnot. I know a lot of people don't like him, but oh well. Like I mean, this ain't a popularity contest, so you just need to keep going ahead and just keep pushing forward and see exactly what's going to happen down the road. DJ, you got your hand up? DJ, you there?
My bad. Yeah, I'm here. I thought my mic was on. Yeah. So I'm looking
Hey,
at
DJ, hold it down for me for 1 second, all right?
Yeah, go ahead. Handle the business, bro. You know I'm here. So, hey, Coach, we'll have you come up if you want to speak next to us. See you down in the chat. So again, y'all, the election results as of about 5 minutes ago, right now, according to the New York Times, Jim Clyburn is leading by 90% of the vote at a total of a little over 18,000 votes. This Michael Addison guy, he got more than Marcel, and we, like I said again, we already saw Marcel cook this dude right here in the space, so this shit don't make no sense. He's French, but he got over 1,000 votes, 1,186 rather, and Marcel only got 735 at a total of 3.6%. So total reported is only 20,000 so far, which is a total overall of 10% of the 6 digit votes that are being counted at the moment. So it looked like y'all might want to get y'all libations together. Some of y'all might want to call out of work like Sister Sante, because this look like we might be up all night. So I just want to reiterate again, this is something very similar that happened in the 2020 election of Trump versus Jim Crow Joe. So at the end of the day, Trump was whooping his tail, and all of a sudden through the middle of the night, I don't know, I'm going to let you up, T.S. Giselle. That ain't a part of my rap either. I'm going to wait for Todd to come back up on that one. But, yeah. So this is another argument right here that, we're going to have to stay up and watch this. We're going to have to call, all the ethics committees around the country. If, Jim Clyburn's family got anything to do with this, y'all going to jail. In the story. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to hear it. And I ain't even in Marcel Stated District. Y'all going to jail. I'm going to make sure we got some lawyers up here. So at the end of the day, they only reported 10% of the vote. So, if anybody want to come up and talk about it, it's all good to try to get back in the game. Now, you can keep naming me TS. No. You know what I'm saying? Man.
Wait a minute. T.S. Giselle is up here fucking saying little slide stuff, trying to be negative right now.
Oh, no, she can't come over to chat. I ain't approving nobody.
All right.
Not right now.
Authorization.
Not right now.
No. I figured it was just a matter of time. I knew you was going to slide up in there. I know you want to try to rub it in and laugh and joke about it, but not tonight.
Yeah, definitely not tonight. Because T.S., your ass is black just like us. So whatever we go through, you go through too. So don't even do it. It's just disrespect at this moment. Don't do that.
The TS knows she ain't finna touch the mic up in here. So I mean, I'm not even paying this no attention. Go and laugh and clown and cut a jig with the rest of them if you want to. That's fine, but not tonight. I don't believe. Not tonight. Not tonight. Not doing that tonight. Anybody else want to request to come up?
Just to reiterate again, I'm not sure if you heard me, Tyler. So again, we're going to have to watch these election results. Only 10% of the vote is being counted right now in the 6th district of South Carolina. So therefore, meaning we might be up all night. Also, just to reiterate again, this is something that happened similar to the 2020 election, where Trump was just whooping the hell out of Biden, and all of a sudden, like 3, 4 in the morning, I'm up on the late night. I'm in the studio till 10 in the morning every day, Biden just started surging out of nowhere, and if Trump already had the early vote from all day long, all the way up to 2, 3 in the morning, all of a sudden, Jim Crow Joe just started advancing. So, just the whole argument while people talking about an insurrection and all this other stuff, and, Trump won, yada, yada, yada. DNC, y'all some cheaters, man. It's just pretty much what it is.
And shout out to all our ladies and men that's on them phone banks, making sure everything still get through properly. Shout out to y'all for working hard tonight, and I appreciate y'all also.
Real quick too, shut that brother
out. Hold on 1 second, DJ. Also, for everybody that's in the actual space, we're trying to form like our own little black table, like news type little panel or whatever to do in these Twitter spaces. So if any of you guys that's in the Twitter space that wants to be in our be part of like a little panel discussion when we do these Twitter spaces, go ahead and DM me. We're looking for maybe about 4 or 5 people that may want to that can come in on the Twitter spaces and drop a little something. A lot of times we're going to be doing Twitter spaces on actual topics and current events and news and stuff like that. That's coming right off of Newstoter. So any of you guys think you may be interested in. And most of our Twitter spaces range between 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock is when we normally start. But like today, we occasionally maybe a Tuesday and a Thursday we'll go ahead and we'll do a 6:30 or 7:30 one or whatever. So if any of you guys may be interested, you want to go ahead, you want to be heard, you don't mind contributing to positive talk or whatever, just go ahead and DM me. I know everybody doesn't like to do that in the Twitter spaces. A lot of people just come and just want to hit a dialogue, get a conversation going on. But if you feel like, hey, I may be able to contribute a couple times a week, I don't mind coming to the Twitter space. I don't mind, keeping that conversation going with you guys. We can feed off each other, and go ahead and DM me, and I will definitely go ahead and add you as one of our regular speakers in the Twitter space. And also, if you guys that's in the Twitter space, if you have not, I'm gonna say it again. Go ahead and please follow Newstoter. Make sure you follow Newstoter. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We need more subscriptions to that YouTube channel, and I definitely need more subscriptions to that newsletter. The newsletter is in the actual link. So next time we do the link, I'm going to kind of keep the stuff a little bit cleared down just so you guys can follow it a little bit easier. But definitely go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the newsletter. Follow us on Twitter. And if you have at least $1, it can just be $1. If you have $1 you want to contribute to New Black Media, if you think Newstoter is doing a decent job, then go ahead, and it will be greatly appreciated. Anybody else want to speak? Anybody else want to speak? I know we still got a decent amount of people up in the room, so anybody else want to speak? And
I don't know. I think that our family got like another little thing, like Yaya and them got like another little service going on in another room. Do you think we need to go flood their room real quick so we can all stand together in one?
Well, I'm gonna be doing something else in a little bit, so I'm gonna probably be shutting this one down here real quick. But I definitely would say go ahead and support them. Definitely go ahead and
like we all can come together as one. Today is a special fucking day.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. Coach M, you got something you want to say?
Hey, how everybody doing tonight? I know it's a big night in South Carolina. I'm in North Carolina, and I just wanted to say that what's going to be the next phase, whether Marcel wins or loses, what's going to be the next phase for him? Does he step it up a level and put himself on kind of more of a national platform? Secondly, when y'all was talking about the land, you got areas all over the United States. I actually a business owner, and I go out and I buy property. There are a lot of deprived areas. One of the things we can do, we can actually start purchasing properties in deprived areas that are going down before the foreign people, before some of these white corporate companies come in and purchase those lands. We could actually come together and start purchasing those lands and beautify the neighborhood, build the neighborhood back up. Because a lot of times before they regentrify a neighborhood, the stuff has been sitting there, depreciating for years and years and years. And since we now understand the design, we understand all the loopholes, we understand all the racism, all the systemic racism that comes along with that, we just have to be about our business. And so with your news station, you kind of publicize that and push that where you can get individuals that can step in and start going to these certain areas, and then we can promote those certain areas saying, hey, look, we got land over here. Do you want to move here and purchase this house? Do you want to move here and rent a house or something like that? And then we can flood that area and build that area up and make that area ours. But there's plenty of land in America that we can purchase. We just have to get on our game plan, and we got to be serious about it. We can't just be taught. Lastly, we need to start our own political party. They can start a Tea Party. If they can start this or that, we can do it too. And if we had an FBA political party, then we could have our candidates and we can push whatever agenda that we need to push and try to make a difference for our children and And that's pretty much all I have to say.
Absolutely. And I saw the DM that you said that you could be part of that news panel as well, brother. I mean, that would be great news if we can go ahead and add you as a regular participant speaker on the news panel.
Yeah, I'm a historian. I study African descent all over the world, and I did it over at North Carolina Central University. Currently finishing I went back to get a degree in psychology. I served in the military. I've been a college basketball coach, and like I said, I'm a business owner. And so I've been kind of in political stuff out in Durham. So I have a little knowledge of how things work. But I also know how to make, we got to turn water into wine. And I know how to turn water into wine.
Okay, well, definitely be an added, a valuable member to add to the team. Like I say, with us, it's nothing, nothing really hard. I mean, Newstoter puts out a lot of news a day, so I mean, it could be anything from politics to education. It's concerning mostly it's black issues, so it's not exactly that hard to really just chime in and give your opinion and just create a discussion and dialogue around it. So, like I say, I want to get I want to get a team in there like me and DJ. We always in here, and we have other speakers like Ray and Quad and some other people that are like regular speakers or whatever. But I want to have like a main group that I know, like not saying that other people can't come in and speak, but I want to have a main group that we can just keep that conversation going in case things do start, kind of go a little bit of still, a little bit dull down and whatnot. So I got your DM, and I'll definitely be reaching out to you just to make sure when you're available to do it or whatever. Normally I'm starting to do Twitter Spaces from Monday to Thursday and sometimes on Sunday. So I know that you probably can't make every Twitter Space, but the ones you could make would definitely be appreciated.
Hey, I appreciate it because I enjoy talking to people, meeting them, and just trying to help people. And so one of the things I want everybody to also look at, go to your local social service and check out and see how many black children are in foster care. This is a big problem. Those kids are being either getting arrested or they end up being homeless after they turn 21. So that's something that everybody can do. In order for us, if you got a stable home, kids in your county, and see if you can take one in. Take a special person to do it, but we need to do it. We got a lot of kids out there.
Coach, such and such. My mommy out there in Durham with you. I got family, so you feel like family to me. And my mother do foster care out there, but my mother always getting like the white children and Hispanic children, and they driving her ass crazy. But whatever, she do the same thing that you do. You in Durham. That's where my family born and raised. And we from Virginia, and then we migrated to Durham. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you and my mommy out there too. I wish you could hook up with her. My cousin Neat, she worked for Duke University. I appreciate the love.
Okay. DM me. I currently live in Rocky Mount, but I actually my family
come from Durham. I heard you.
Yeah.
I'm going to DM you. I'm going to do it one day, probably this weekend or something, okay? It's good to hear from you.
All right. Bless you, sister.
You do the same thing.
Hey, Coach, I'm actually trying to DM you. This Sag1, DJ Sag1, this is my other page. So I'll hit you with a friend request on the Kite Productions. Want to send you some information real quick, all right?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, your DM seems locked or whatever.
Okay, I'm coming. I'm gonna go back to it. I'm gonna get off of here and if everybody should go into that other space, I'm gonna get off of here and start answering these friend requests and these DMs.
Hey, Coach, before you go, we already got a party that we started for our people. It's called the Freedman Party.
Okay.
Definitely tap in with us. I DM'd you. And yeah, let's keep it moving.
Okay.
Who said they were a veteran?
Freeman, I said.
Who said they was a vet?
What happened?
Somebody just said they were a veteran. I was just saying which branch were they in.
Yeah, that was me. That was me. I'm a veteran.
Which branch was you in, Coach?
Navy.
Oh, damn.
We all still the same, y'all. We all still the same.
All right. Army,
we all still the same. I'm about to go over to the next room.
I was a CV, you know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Marcel had posted something about I forget the area, but he said two constituents who were trying to vote for him, but they said his name wasn't on the ballot. So I was just wondering if basically if his precinct was if they were gonna try and basically I was just asking to see if they were, if you guys knew if they were trying to mess with I'm so sorry.
Oh, Marcel?
Man, spit it out. What you talking about?
I think I know what he's talking about. So Marcel, I'll try to put the tweet in the Jumbotron. Marcel addressed this earlier. Basically, it was about Orangeburg. Some people didn't see in Orangeburg because there was a new map drawn, aka gerrymandering, where they just redraw maps to select their voters rather than voters selecting their politicians. And that happened recently. And so the districts that are drawn, the counties within Marcel's district that are drawn are new, and parts of Orangeburg are in it, and parts of Orangeburg aren't. And this has to do with racist gerrymandering, where they select who their voters are. So Marcel addressed it, basically said, keep the evidence if you find any evidence as you go, but that's probably the reason, because he said there's some people in Orangeburg that do have it and some people that don't.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant to bring up. Thank you for your time. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It's okay.
Yeah, no problem. Friedman, you want to go ahead? I'm going to let everybody that wants to speak one last time go ahead and speak, and then we're going to go ahead and close the space out.
Yeah, one thing that Coach said, and people, I think Shantae talked about foster care too, but basically, Coach was talking about how our families, a lot of our freemen are in foster care, right? And one of the definitions of genocide, and this is why we need to stop talking about racism more than we talk about genocide. Genocide is what we're going through. Racism is what, some people may go through by, like, little things where they're like, oh, well, I experienced this, so therefore I should have reparations. Like, no, we're getting genocided, which has UN definitions. And one of the 5 definitions, and you only need to qualify for one of the definitions, is forcibly removing children of the group to another group. And even in the California reparations report that just came out, 500 pages, it talks about how freedmen children are removed from their parents' homes at higher rates, even though they don't have higher risk. And there's white families with higher risk factors for harming their children that don't have their children removed. So that's one metric in genocide that we unfortunately qualify for. And we need to talk about it. And I'm glad Coach brought it up. And I'm glad people like Shantae, have family that are thinking about foster care and things like that. Because it's something that needs to be extremely overhauled. The close to 2 forms of legal slavery in the United States right now are involuntary servitude while you're in jail or prison, and the foster welfare child system, essentially. Those are the legal forms of slavery right now, and that's what we need to change.
Okay, I can add on to that because my family been dealing with that for the past 20 years of our life. My mother been a foster parent for 20 years, and my mother, when she get ready, I don't know if I should put my business out there like that, but Oh Lord, she'll be here next week. Cause when it comes down to me and my family, we take care of each other. So if I go down there, I'm being taken care of. When she come up over here, I take care of her. And we don't really put our business out there in the street. But my mother is a foster parent, and then the children that she received is like a lot of Hispanic children and white children, and they disrespect the hell out of my mother. And so I come down there to go help her in North Carolina. So when she need a vacation, she come up here and stay with me. They call my mother all types of names. Oh, you a liar. You a liar. And all types of shit like that. And I'll be like, Mommy, who the fuck is this little motherfucker up in your house talking shit to you? Because if I don't disrespect my mother, you're not going to disrespect my mother. But my mother put them in all types of groups. But, my mother, she's an older woman. So she can't maintain. Oh, it's a story. I ain't about to pour my heart out right now. It's a story. But my mother helped all types of people from every damn where, whether you Hispanic, white. Because down in North Carolina in Durham, it's more Hispanics than whites that's in the damn foster care. Let's make that clear. It ain't the black ones that's in foster care because we take care of our children. Maybe you'll see here now and again, but the majority is the whites and the Hispanic children. And my mother put them up. Okay, I said what I said. And their children are rude shit.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times they'll stick a foster parent with a child that has a mental health situation. They may have been probably in several homes, and they're the worst of the worst kids to kind of try to cultivate them in your home. A lot of times they don't let the foster parent know what type of history that child may have, because as a foster parent or a therapeutic foster parent or a teacher family model, you can choose and pick the child that fits your home, because a lot of foster parents already have kids or they're elderly people. What they do is they attract a lot of people with saying, if they're therapeutic foster care, you could probably make $4,000 a kid. So they'll put that out there, but you're dealing with kids that really need to be in a facility getting mental health treatment. And so they'll take the black kids and they ship them off to other cities. So basically, they'll take a black kid from Durham, which we would want to pull him or her into our home and take care of them. They'll ship them off to another county, a rural county. They'll move them out of the area, and then they'll take a Hispanic kid or a white child, and they'll place them in the black home. And then you're dealing with all kinds of bigotry and stereotyping, because those kids come with all of that, and you have to kind of buffer those types of things through actually behavior charts and disciplinary things and stuff like that. And another way that we take our kids out of our home, we got to figure out other ways to discipline our kids. I teach a class for men that have gotten their children taken away from them, or they've been pushed out of the home because they spanked their children. This is one of the easiest ways to get your child taken from you. So what happens is, maybe a child is doing something bad at school. You tell him you're going to get him. When he gets home, you talk to him about it, then you spank him. Once you spank him, he goes back to school, and the teacher says, hey, you're doing good today. You're acting real good. What happened? Well, my dad gave me a spanking yesterday. Now they're marching your child into the guidance counselor's office, and they cornering your child without calling you, and then they're going to call DSS. And next thing you know, DSS is showing up to your home, removing you from your home, and taking your child away from you.
Can I interject real quick? Because I hear what you're saying, bro. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. I don't spank my kids, okay? But
right.
Hold on. With that being said, that is legal in some states, and I'm not in the position to tell anybody how to parent their kids. Now, abuse leaving marks on your kids, like traumatizing them, that's not acceptable in any way, shape, or form. Absolutely not. But I'm not going to lean into the identity politics where you got to do this and do that. We need to get our kids out of school. That's where we need to start. Then we don't have to worry about that. You hear what I'm saying? People misconstruing and taking, because it is. I'm in Washington State, okay? And it is absolutely legal to spank your kids open hand on the bottom, period. Now, of course, you don't leave no marks or nothing like that. I get that. And I hear what you're saying. I get the overarching message, but I'm just saying,
I'm talking about how they are removed from the home.
I heard you. And I'm saying don't send them to school. Because you're telling people how to discipline their kids. And I'm saying that's
I'm not telling people how to discipline their kids. I'm trying to teach them how to avoid getting social service taking their kids out of the home. So what I do is I teach the men techniques that they can utilize so that they can keep their child in their home with them. I teach them how to get through the game, because it's a game. And then also teach them, not teaching them how to parent, because my mom spanked my butt when I was growing up. And so I'm not telling anybody how to raise kids. All I'm telling you that there's a system in place that are causing our families to lose their kids, and I know how to navigate through it. And it's up to the individual whether they want to take that course or not. And that's pretty much all I'm saying.
And when I was adding on to that, not to be disrespectful to females, because I am a female, I will never in my life hit a young lady on her butt and pass her off like, I'm going to pat you on your butt, boom, boom, get out of here. No, because within that, that's a woman. She's going to grow up to be a woman. So her ovaries and all that is down there for her to reproduce. So I'm not going to pat you on your butt. But then we do go through a system to where as though we still got to be defensive of people taking our children. So we got to let our children know you can't do this. So we got to be able to protect our children and be defensive when people come around. No, this is my child, and you're not going to give anything out to my child, telling him his rights and whatever. I'm the parent in this house, and my child is going to respect me. And I would never, ever in my life hit a young lady while she's growing up at her bottom. Because that's why our ovaries, that's what all our things carry. So once you do that, it's like that's damaging to that baby, especially a young lady. So we do take care of our children.
And then you have two different scenarios. You have men who are good fathers, they're good parents, and they're trying to make sure that they take care of the children, and protect the children, and discipline the children the correct way, and they get discriminated. Then you have another scenario, which the sister was talking about, where you just got cats, they hitting their kids like somebody out in the street. Now, that's a whole different ballgame. And I've seen both sides of it. But I think there's a better way or another way to do things. And then once you learn that way, you move forward and you grow with your child, and your child's not running your home. You're running your home. That's the goal. That you're running your home, and that your child grows up to be a strong, respectful citizen and a strong, respectful person, where they're able to do that when they have children themselves. If that's what they choose to do.
Alrighty, on that note, we're going to get ready to go ahead and wrap things up. DJ, I'm going to let you get the last word in, and then I'm going to go ahead and close it out. DJ, you there? Oh, that was the phone, that is.
Oh, shit, I'm sorry.
Hey, DJ, you there? I don't know what happened to DJ. His phone been dropped as well. So I want to go ahead and I want to thank you guys for coming out to this Twitter space. what a Marcel Dixon victory means for Black American Democrats. I want everybody to still keep their head up like the old song, Tupac song goes. We're going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to push the agenda. We're going to continue to stay focused and determined. We're not going to get our heads down. We're going to continue to push this B1 movement, this Black First agenda. Definitely, I want to thank everybody who came out and who spoke. Everybody who just came out and listened and chilled. Anybody who went ahead and retweeted the space to their followers. We'll probably be back again tomorrow sometime around about 8:30 or so. So you guys go ahead and if you have not, please go ahead and follow Twitter. We follow Newstoter on Twitter. Also, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We got the YouTube channel, so go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the news letter as well on newstoter.com. If you guys have not been to newstoter.com, make sure that you go there daily and visit. We have a load of content that we put out fresh every day. So you guys will definitely enjoy being on the site. Also, if you guys have to go ahead and contribute to our cash app, if you got $1 you want to contribute to the New Black Media, our cash app is $Newstoter. That's $Newstoter. So we're gonna go ahead and conclude this Twitter space. You have the Black Authority. I think he has a Twitter space right now. I believe Yaya and Secure the Tribe might also have a Twitter space. So quite a few topics on this election day tonight for a lot of you guys to stop by. And like I say, make sure you go ahead and follow us this Twitter space in. Go ahead and just give us a follow if you're not already following Newstoter. And if you can contribute to our Cash App, that's $Cash App. So until next time, I'm sorry, that's what am I talking about? That's $Newstoter. That's $Newstoter. So if you guys can contribute on Cash App, it'll be appreciated. If not, subscribe to that YouTube channel. And once again, this is Newstoter. We're signing off, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.